Welcome to the chatter after today. It brings me sad news that this is the end of the DC extended universe. With the release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, we've reached 16 projects within this 10-year universe for DC on film. We're going to be going through every single project that's been released from Man of Steel all the way down to Aquaman 2. We're going to rank them in a tier list, see what's good, what's bad, and basically which ones are going to be the most memorable once we move on into the next phase of the DC universe. I'm Mike. Joining me, as always, is Trayvon, Joel, Didge, and special guests today, Joanne and Cliff. Guys, we've been talking about the end of this universe for a year now because we knew that it was going to pretty much end with Aquaman since January when James Gunn made that announcement. How does it feel to finally get to this point? I'll start with you, Joanne, since you're a guest.
Bittersweet, really. I'm not a fan of not really having a resolution, but the resolutions that were planned were not great, so I'm just glad to be moving in one solid direction.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Hey, look, I'm just saying. I mean, if I jump in, you know that feeling when you get the cast off and it's like, ooh, I can move again? That's right. How I feel right now. that is.
I'm gonna miss it. I mean, I don't know how else feel, but I'll miss it. It's fine.
I'll miss some things.
I said bittersweet. I was elated. I said bittersweet.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was. Well, no, that the cast off is kind of elated, but you know, it's because I see brighter things in the future. It's not that I'm glad that this is ending. It's what I see what's coming next looks hopeful.
I accept that.
Can I say one really quick thing, Mike? It's the bittersweet. Well, the biggest bittersweet part is it could have been fixed, right?
Could have. I agree.
Point in the entirety of the DCEU was it broken beyond repair. It could have been fixed. That's where it's kind of bittersweet because it's like it wasn't so bad. It was just like, all right, we gotta go. Like, no, it could have been fixed, but it wasn't. So
yeah.
For me, it's also bittersweet, and it's mainly bittersweet for me because of the actors. I was attached to a lot of those actors, and I thought they played their roles really well. And it's sad that some of them didn't get the time to stay with, like Batman, like Ben Affleck's Batman, for instance. Like, he never got his own movie, you know, so he kind of got shafted a little bit through this process. But like other characters, we'll never see. Like, we'll see the characters again, we'll just never see those actors as those characters, which is fine. But you know, it's gone too soon, is what I like to say. But it's been such a mess. It's just it just feels better. I see a brighter future and stability. And it's just been such a mess for a while, not knowing what they're going to do, deciding like they want to do this, but do this instead. And the decisions that they planned on doing, we didn't all really agree with anyway. So it's better off that we start fresh.
Very true.
For yourselves.
It's the dawn of a new era. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Cliff, final thoughts, DCU.
I'm so excited. Hey, and I just can't hide it. Like, I'm ready.
The song was catchy, Juwan. That wasn't for the hit. The song is catchy. Yeah. I saw you look over at my square. No.
But yeah, I'm ready to move on. Like y'all said, 16 movies, 10 years, a lot of ups and downs. Rest in peace to the DCEU. I'm ready to move on. I'm looking forward to what's coming next. I'm ready to have a good time. I'm ready to have a great time. Let me rephrase that.
There you go.
Let's get to it, folks. We are going through every single project that takes place in the DCEU, ranking this from F tier all the way to S tier. But of course, we had to have a little bit of fun with naming the tiers. Lowest tier, F, Granny's Peach Tea.
Tracks.
D tier, Kal-El. No. Hierarchy of power changes in the C tier. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't really know.
This is a shady tier list.
Damn, things are getting a little bit better. You know, it's fantabulous in the A tier.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
S tier, Wahoo, my man.
My man.
How's okay, my man? Really? Okay.
Wait, is that what he said? Well, I always thought it was woohoo. My bad. This whole
You can
time.
pronounce it
Wahoo,
however you
woohoo.
want.
He's happy. He was screaming most of the time. Yeah.
He's living his best life, man. That's why
He
it's
sure
S tier.
was.
Yeah. He was happy. He's a happy man.
I guess we go in chronological order. Is that what everybody
do
wants to do?
Sure.
Yeah, that makes the most
Yeah.
sense.
There we go. We're all down here now. That means we start with Man of Steel. I had this in chronological order listed here. Anyway, start talking about Man of Steel. Whoever wants to go first.
I loved it. Oh, go ahead, Dave.
No, you go ahead.
I loved it. It was darker than I needed it to be. But Superman Returns wasn't the lightest of movies. So it kind of gave me a gauge of what to expect. But I truly did love Man of Steel. I thought the emotions hit. I know I've gotten in numerous arguments about the Pa Kent scene. I thought it was beautifully written. I understood it perfectly. So much emotion was radiating off of that movie. I really did love Man of Steel. I didn't necessarily agree on the ending, but that's Zack. So you got to kind of accept the good with the bad, and that was the bad. But other than that, I really, truly did appreciate that movie, and I thought Henry Cavill embodied what it meant to be Superman.
It sure did.
I thought it was a great passing of the baton from Brandon to Henry.
Good word.
All right, Trevor. Next person. Okay.
Trayvon, since you got so much to say, you're next.
I mean, it looked good. The movie was a little bit darker, but I like the movies a little bit darker. That's why I enjoyed these movies more than other people. And I'm not that attached to DC characters like a lot of you guys are. So that's why I was like, it's fine. He was still powerful. He was flying around. He was beating ass. Like, it was fun. Like, I had a good time.
It sounds like a Trayvon type of movie when you describe it that way.
Yeah, it did.
So of course, I enjoyed more when he's actually flying around fighting and shit, of course. So
I think we all did.
That wasn't much of the movie. So the movie is in the middle for me. So, you know, it's cool. Cool.
Some of the better Superman.
I'm not like, woo, no, it's cool. Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is there any other better live action Superman action than that?
I'm going off of the stuff I like. You what I'm saying?
Oh,
I'm trying to think what else is.
I just didn't.
What movie had more action, more craziness in it? I can say out of the movies in this list that I enjoyed more. That I go back to. I go back to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant a Superman specifically.
No. I'm talking about all these movies in general. Like, I'm talking about the ones I had more fun with. This one's cool. Like, yeah.
Got it.
I'll piggyback off of that just because I'm probably close to the same boat as Trayvon. I think it sounds like he enjoyed it a little bit more than I did, but the overall perception of it just being, it was cool. That's very much where I am with this. Like you said, Juwan, the ending was just, I hated it.
Questionable.
It was a decision I definitely wouldn't have made.
I understood this decision completely because that's what I would do.
That's fair. But it's one of those things where it doesn't necessarily fit the character, and I think that's where it kind of lost me at. So overall, I guess nobody else has set their ranking. Are we giving the ranking now?
Screw it. Why not? What's your ranking?
I will put it strictly at hierarchy of power changes. That seems to be about middle of the road.
Same for me.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm.
The six tiers instead of 5 kind of threw me off. I had it strictly in the middle, so I gotta go.
That's fine.
If it's Shazam, if it's hierarchy of power changes, both of those I'm treating as middle of the road. So
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if we'll ever agree on a movie being in the S tier. Excuse me, the my man tier. Anyway, so we'll see.
That's fair. So yeah,
is my man tier the best tier?
Yeah. Woohoo! My man is the best.
That's where I put this.
So again, hierarchy of power changes. It's for me.
For me.
Let me describe. Let me give you my opinion before I give you my ranking.
Go ahead.
To start off, and this is before we even knew there was going to be a universe that came off of this. This is like it was just a Superman movie that we, the last one we got, Superman Returns, but there was really no action, no good action scenes at least.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a breath of fresh air. It was one of those things where it's like, wow, Superman doing Superman things like the way he should do them, like physically. Like it was just really cool seeing him fly the way he did, and the action scenes as cool as they were, even if some of it was a little too much. It was just fun to see him kick ass. Like you didn't really get to see a lot of that. And Superman just doing Superman things was really cool, breaking the sound barrier. I thought the costume looked good. I think Henry looked good as Superman. He did well as Clark Kent as well. I liked a lot of the cast. So I'm like, this was to me a good first step for me to start off what eventually became this universe. I thought like this is a good starting point, and now you just go from here, in my opinion. And I thought Man of Steel was again a good starting point. So right now I would put Fantabulous is probably where I'm leaning. Man of Steel.
Cool.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. I would put it in the Shazam tier, but this is top 3 for me in terms of like all 16 movies. Just fun starter. I really appreciate the moral dilemma for Clark in this movie. Whether or not him choosing to be Superman. That whole thing, and it's just a fun time to me. And I know that's very weird to say, especially with that ending, because I think I'm probably the only person who might like the ending and wish they kind of did more with that in the future.
Oh no, absolutely would have did the same thing, and without hesitation.
Are we talking about him killing Zod? Because that part,
yes,
I don't
killing Zod.
That's fine. It's everything that led up to that moment I didn't like.
That's fair. That's very
understandable. Porn, that part.
Yeah, it's a lot, and it forces Clark into a situation where, of course, that's his only choice. So I'm not going to be mad about it.
Right.
But Superman shouldn't have to end up in that position in the first place, in my opinion.
That's the thing that sort of ruins the ending for me. It's like, yeah, at that point, of course, like you said, that was what it was going to do, but that didn't seem to fit the bill leading into that. Like you said, it shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, it's interesting because that goes back into the whole Hot Ma Kent conversation, like how they taught him to live life and blah blah blah.
Right.
We don't have to get into all that, but I don't know. I like it because I would have loved to see what they did with that in the future and seeing Superman vows to never do that again, yada yada yada.
Right.
This, that, and the third. But for the most part, I really enjoyed this movie. Probably my favorite live action Superman movie. Don't know. I have to watch all the prior ones again at some point. But yeah, I love Henry Cavill, Superman. Loved who played Lois Lane?
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams, yeah.
Thank you. Loved Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White and whatnot. So yeah, for me, this is top 3. So I would put it in like the Shazam tier. Like great start, I think, to this universe.
Okay.
Before we toss it over to Jamie, Arkwender says Suicide Squad's S tier. Rest can go in the trash.
Wow.
That's real.
Brutal, but I feel that.
Take off the sure.
Wow. Suicide Squad's S. Okay, we'll get there in a couple of movies.
I like it.
It's gonna be a hell of another conversation.
Yeah, Superman didn't want to kill Zod. That's why that moment's fine. I just think from a writing standpoint, we didn't have to put him in that situation at all. And if we're going to do that, at least have repercussions of it, because nothing really ever came of it. He screamed, and then the movie stopped caring, and then the sequel didn't care really either.
I mean, even if I were to get over it, it was just not a great arc for Superman going forward. Dies in the very next movie comes back. He's like this evil version of him so they can get him back. It just never brought it back to that being something he vows never to do. It very much felt like a world that Superman could kill again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everyone else was killing, so why not, right? So
not impressed was badass. Sorry.
You said what?
Not impressed was badass. Sorry. Not impressed. When we hit him with the staff and that didn't work. Like,
oh yeah, that's one of the best moments of that movie.
That's the Superman.
That moment's cool, yeah.
I need a badass Superman. Like nobody's fucking with me.
So do you think that's the only Superman that would say that?
I
was gonna say,
the one
like
that
any Superman
I
would say
enjoyed this
that.
Superman. I enjoyed this Superman. It's like nobody's fucking with me.
I think you missed. I think you like Superman. Then that's what it sounds like.
We'll see. We'll see what this next Superman is like. I just don't feel like we're gonna get that type of energy.
Trayvon likes Superman and Lois, and he liked my adventures with Superman. I think he does just like Superman.
Yeah,
He's just refusing to admit it.
He doesn't like what he thinks people think of Superman.
It's like when Squidward ate the Krabby Patty and he was still ignoring it. That's what Trayvon's at right now.
It'll go right to your thighs. Jamie, thoughts on Man of Steel? Where are you placing it?
Welcome,
Also, hi.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hope y'all had a nice holiday. I'm not gonna lie. I was not very impressed with this movie upon first watch. I have not had a second watch. I'm okay with putting it at hierarchy of power of changes for now. We'll see how things develop.
Oh, I'm gonna love this. This is about to be fun.
Okay. I'm not giving my thoughts on this movie. We got a 2-hour review on this channel about it. I need to take a ranking though. Trayvon, where's it going?
Hierarchy of power.
Okay, Jamie said hierarchy of power. Juwan, where are you placing it? You said Wahoo, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Insanity.
Joel.
Fantabulous.
Okay. Cliff, you said Shazam, right?
Shazam. Mm-hmm.
Oof.
That's where it's falling. Shazam.
I think it's just going to Shazam at that point. All right.
I can live with that.
I can live with that as well.
Oh boy. Next. Hierarchy. It's perfectly rated. Fun fact: one of the tiers was going to just be not Black Adam. That was going to be like the middle tier.
God.
But I felt like some folks would not appreciate it.
Sound like you trying. Okay, all right.
He already said it. He already said the list was shady.
It is, but that's fine.
All right.
Okay, next movie: Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, Ultimate Edition. Because nobody cares about the theatrical cut. That doesn't matter. This movie came out in 2016. It's a Kal-El no for me. That's all I'll say. Who's next?
I'm gonna keep that moving. Nah, Kal-El no.
Fantabulous.
Okay, that's a little too high.
Well, not for me. Not for me. If you know me, not for me. It might be in my man for a second. Don't think about it.
It's like hierarchy of power changes. I think is a decent spot.
I would agree.
I think that's a decent spot.
Why? Because you got to convince me why.
Okay.
I also need convincing.
I want hire. If you need help, Clip, I got you.
Juwan, where did you go before we do this? Hold on, where'd you go, Juwan?
I went Shazam.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty fair. Okay, hierarchy of power changes. Let me see if I can finesse this. Okay, right off the bat, DC Trinity, first time on screen. I'm gonna give that movie that. At least we saw them. I'll give them that.
That did happen.
Great costuming. We have to admit the costuming killer in this movie.
Yep.
Peak. Visually, best in all superhero movies ever.
Some of the best, arguably the best Batman suit we've seen in live action.
Absolutely.
Also,
Joel's so biased. By the way, look at the hat he's wearing. That's clearly
what?
Clearly,
I just said I have a BVS poster.
I think perfect casting for the Trinity as well. Kind of works there. But that's about it. Ain't got nothing else for it.
Do we remember the Lex Luthor in this movie?
I sure do.
I don't remember many things from this movie. I think the thing I vividly remember.
He the one that gave the tea.
What was yours, Jamie? Your tier? Did you pick one yet?
Yeah, I said hierarchy of power, and I give it that because it's like I don't remember many things from this movie besides the fact that this is weird. That, and I really convinced myself for the longest time that Batman was not killing people. I saw the guns, I saw him hitting people with the Batmobile. I'm like, damn, Batman kind of violent. What kind of bullets he got in those guns? What's going on? And then it wasn't until after I left the theaters talking with people, they're like, oh, he was killing people. Oh,
This Batman is jaded, mad.
but they didn't
tired.
make a big deal about it. So
This
it was
Batman is a
like,
murderer.
I feel like
That's
it was
right.
more.
Loved
I
it.
accepted it more.
All the Batman movies have had Batman kill someone. This one was just more
Blatant.
like he was like,
I can get past it. I don't like it so blatant. Like, look, the choreography was really good. Like his Batman fight scenes.
There's some cool moments, yeah.
Some really great costuming there. I liked the score worked well for what they tried to do in that movie a lot of the time. Again, I'm not a lot of decisions I didn't love, but like overall, I just thought like it was still a fun movie. Like I loved Wonder Woman's theme. It's the first time we hear it, live action. Her introduction was super dope, even though weird, but I still enjoyed it. Like I didn't love their version of Doomsday at all. Whatever hodgepodge version of that was. But I did. I even liked the fight between Batman and Superman, and the fact that they had Batman wearing the whole Dark Knight Returns suit, the whole armor suit that looks just like it came out of a comic book. Though that storyline is literally a comic book storyline from like when the end of their careers, or at least Batman's career. And we're just being introduced to this Batman. But look, it's a veteran Batman, and I don't like that Gotham and Metropolis are so close together. There's a lot of things I don't like, but there's a lot of things I do like, and that's why I have it like literally kind of right in the middle of that hierarchy of power changes.
I have it
Okay, I'm gonna hop on.
in Shazam because I believe it did more good than it did bad. The bad, I think people just a little overreact to because the bad kind of just stood out a little bit more. But it had a lot of great things in it. I thought the cinematography, some of those scenes was beautiful. That one shot of the lady reaching up in the air as Superman's kind of like silhouetting.
I love the beginning, like them doing like Batman's origin and that little small. Right. I love the way that's shot.
It's visually beautiful. Yeah. It's just the decisions, and I think sometimes the decisions comes down to how much of a comic book fan you are, right? Because like the Doomsday decision, if you're not a big comic book fan, that didn't really bother you that much. Lex Luthor, I know, is a big issue for a lot of people, but once Zack started by kind of saying it's not the Lex Luthor you guys are used to. We're building towards something here. And you kind of saw little seeds of it in Justice League. It just never went anywhere after that because we never got another Superman. But for me, it did, like I said, it just did a lot of really good things. Like Cliff said, the castings were perfect. I was nervous by Wonder Woman, mainly because Zack tried his best to make sure she had very little speaking lines. And then they announced that she was getting her own movie right after that. So that was very nerve-wracking. But there was just a lot of good. Alfred, great. Great pick for Alfred. Definitely one I wasn't thinking of. Ben's Batman was great, delivered. They could have just maybe balanced Superman a little bit more, especially his motivations. Like his whole thing was you shouldn't be branding people and maybe killing people. And it's like last time we saw you, you literally killed someone. So it's kind of just like,
but again, they never saying, come on.
No. I'm just saying Superman's or Superman and Clark.
It's hypocritical.
This isn't how you should treat people. And it's like, well, we didn't really see your progression on how you came from where you were.
This movie's very much style over substance, and that's kind of Zack Snyder's whole thing.
Yes.
Like, they're like you're right. Cinematography, costumes, set design, like all of it, beautiful, perfect.
Yeah.
Better than anything that Marvel's ever given us, if I'm being completely honest. Like, that's how beautiful this movie is. But narratively, it's like, yeah, Superman and Batman are fighting each other for 3 hours, and for the exact same reason. Batman thinks Superman's a threat because he has the potential to be a mass murderer that nobody can stop. Superman thinks Batman's a threat because he's going around branding people and killing criminals. And it's frustrating because, like, one, neither of these two would ever do those things anyway if you were a comic book fan. But two, just in the context of the movie, all of this is happening, and then we're led to believe that Jesse Eisenberg was pulling the strings the entire time, kind of forcing this conflict, and it just doesn't really work. I think if you took Lex Luthor out and it was literally just Batman versus Superman, it works better. But it's just a mess, and it doesn't really know what it wants to do with Superman. And the things that they give us with Batman, I don't think they're enough to justify, like, why is he branding people?
Yeah, that was weird.
Why does that like? They never explain that.
That's what happens when we don't play around in the 18-month gap between.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no, I was saying that's what I feel like. That's why that 18 months in between, where we after the events of Man of Steel, and then we jump right into this movie. It's a time frame where like we don't have much context of what happened for both characters. You know, we're kind of just tossed right into it. It's like, here's the conflict. Here's Lex. He's been orchestrating this thing for a year and a half now, and none of us had any real.
The world never felt
idea about
fully
it.
built out. That's really what it felt. I think that's the biggest.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's the biggest drawback to this movie from me. We got a lot of stuff where it's like, this is really cool, but why? And the but why just it got jarring because everything was just always, well, believe we got something coming from the future, and I can't judge this movie based off of what comes later. Based off of just this, it just felt like it was some shit that was thrown in and said, hey, I bet you're gonna like it. And that sort of was the issue for me with this movie.
I always believed Warner Brothers thought bringing Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman together for the first time ever is enough.
Oh, for sure.
They didn't really pay attention to filling out the rest of everything else. And then they sprinkled in Flash, Cyborg, Aquaman, and they're like, people will lose their minds. They'll love it, right? It won't matter that it makes absolutely no sense. They'll love it. And it's like, well, only some of us did. So it's like, only some of us were able to put that to the side and go, it's pretty good. But most people are just like, I'm confused. And they're right to be. So.
Also, I want to make sure that it's known that while we're discussing and ranking this, we're talking about the Ultimate Edition. Most people don't even know that exists. Right. The better version of Batman versus Superman, because the theatrical version. Yeah, exactly. Superman gets like double the amount of screen time in that cut.
They explain a little bit more too. It helps like flesh out the story a little better.
And it doesn't fix the story problems I have, but it at least gives an explanation.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's the thing to keep in mind too about public perception of that movie and perception of that movie. Is that they saw the worst cut and didn't even know the other one existed.
Right.
You know, I don't even know what I can really say to this because it doesn't matter what my ranking is. It's gonna go low. So, you know, I enjoyed the movie. I liked it. I like how they incorporated Batman. They figured out a way to do it based off of Man of Steel. I like them fighting. I like what Lex did to manipulate Batman and, you know, manipulate the situation. I enjoyed the movie. I had fun. I'm sorry. Is she with you? I'm sorry. That moment was lit for me. I don't know. I had a great time.
I agree.
It was great.
You know, I don't know. I can't sit here and pick this movie apart. There are other movies in this list that are.
That's fair.
I was just about to say.
That's when I had fun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just about to say hierarchy. Like, why I think it fits in hierarchy of power changes because there's worse movies in this franchise.
Trust me.
At some point,
we're gonna get to those very soon. We got to get a last vote though. Trayvon, where did you want this to go? BVS.
Fantabulous.
Okay. Jamie.
Hierarchy.
Joel.
Hierarchy.
Didge.
Kal-El, no.
Juwan.
Shazam.
And Cliff.
Hierarchy.
I think we're just going to be stuck in hierarchy of power at this point.
Yeah.
That's where that goes. Our Quinter in the comments pretty much summarizing my thoughts. There's good moments and there's bad moments. Superman dying is a very weird call.
Especially in the second time that you see him.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't think that battle was a disaster. That was actually, well, first of all, if we could add some light to it maybe to see it a little bit better. But that was a great fight. I enjoyed all of that fight. Wonder Woman dropping down with the whole, her whatever thing.
Yeah. Sword and shield.
Right. Right. All that was so cool. It was exactly what I had pictured. Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman looking like fighting together for the first time.
Superman going and with the killing blow with the spear, him doing it himself. I never had a problem with that. I know people did that. He should have gave it off. He would never ask someone to do that for him.
No, all of that objectively is fine, but narratively, you killed Superman in his second.
No,
appearance.
I don't disagree with
That's
that.
a very bad issue.
This whole movie should have never been second in the whole list. Like this should have been built up, but whatever. Yeah.
Warner Bros. Was rushing.
Also, spears are made to be thrown. I'm just saying.
That's true, but you got to make sure, man.
You throw that and he blocks it. What do you do then?
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't like it was easy to get to him.
He was weak, Mike. He was weak. The kryptonite spear made him weak. He couldn't throw it. Okay.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. He's suicide bombed that motherfucker.
This is Granny's
Fantabulous
tea for me. I'm sorry. Fantabulous.
Yep.
That hot? Okay. Why? You got to tell me why. Why is it that hot?
The team. I love the team. I'm sorry. I love the characters. I love the way they work together. I had a great time with them. I can go back to that movie right now. I love it. Sorry. I enjoy it a lot.
Dang.
It has a fun soundtrack.
All right, so Juwan, you know what I said earlier?
I can't see the movie picture or the poster. This is the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So, Juwan, when I said earlier that me and Trayvon might have similar thoughts, I was wrong. I wasn't gonna go that high. I had fun with the movie. It's very much turn your brain off fun.
What's wrong with that?
I like my brain to be on. Thank you very much. If I have to be dumb, if I have to play dumb for your movie to be entertaining, we've got a problem.
They were casted well. The characters work very well together. I love that about it. So
I didn't expect too much from this movie, and I think that might be also what influenced my opinion. I went in thinking this movie was going to be the worst thing I ever saw, and it wasn't. So that's a thing. I'd still only put it probably at hierarchy of power, but
I put it Kal-El no. Like great cast. I'll agree with Trayvon there. Like superb casting. Like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, I think, is one of the most defining things about this movie and the entire franchise. And what have you. So same with Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. I think they're probably the two best characters in this movie. But I don't know, the villain just doesn't work for me. I like the reasons why the team was formed, but at the same time, I feel like it was kind of wasted on Amanda Waller as well.
The idea was good, but
like it's good on paper.
The characters chosen made no sense.
That shit was fire, man.
Yeah,
Transform, that was fire. I don't care. I don't care.
It made me laugh towards the end of the movie because, like, just having to whisper Enchantress all the time, like that
got rough.
That shit was fire.
That got rough.
Sometimes it makes me laugh now, and I'm just like living my life, and I think about like, damn, I really saw that movie where she's just like Enchantress every 30 seconds.
The initial transformation is dope as fuck though with the hand.
Oh
that shit was dope.
The movie peaked there for me. I'm sorry.
That was the best scene. But there's
I think we just had to go for it.
No, I was just gonna agree. I have it at Kal-El no, even though I enjoyed the movie for what it was and had fun
I'm not
with
mad
it.
if it gets there. That's fine.
But Kal-El knows like where I have it because it's my least favorite of all these movies.
Ooh,
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I have some lower ones.
I don't. This is where it is. Actually, I do have one lower, but I'll explain it later.
You know, I put
at Shazam.
I put at Shazam because I didn't like why they were doing it in the whole like to rescue her. That was kind of dumb. I will admit that. But other than that, I enjoyed the cast. Like
the cast is great.
I can ignore a lot if I really like the cast. That's just how I am.
So. Yeah, and that's where we differ because I'm the opposite. Like I can like the cat. You're right. The cast is phenomenal, but the plot is so dumb. It takes me out of it. I can't adjust for that.
Oh, I obviously could if this is my bottom.
Also, just wish we had more character interaction between the actual Suicide Squad. And that was the main appeal.
Having more than like one or two people dying that are called Suicide Squad. It's like
right.
They
especially had like Deadshot and Captain Boomerang, and none of them took like a shooting contest or target practicing contest. Like I don't know. I feel like we could have got more fun with these characters.
Knowing them in the comic book is the fact that they didn't interact as much as I really wanted them to. But it is a lot that they kind of hit and missed with, but it is what it is.
Curious what to hear what Juwan thinks.
This is 100% Granny's peach tea. I was looking for a tier lower. This was the worst execution I've seen the DCEU commit. It was weird. It was just like, you have the Joker there. Why not just ride that out? Why not just have Joker trying to get Harley Quinn? And the idea is he's trying to steal this power, so he can not only have the power but get his woman back. And then instead of fighting Enchantress, you're fighting Joker and his goons that he's using this power to kind of like make into his own minions or whatever the case may be. To me, that's way more appealing. And you would have given us way more Joker. To me, it felt like, why was he in this movie? For you to give us that
to
weird
be a badass.
Yeah, but how? What did he do? It was bad.
But not this version though. That's the
I enjoyed him. I don't know.
Like, to me, it's just it was very weird. I am one of the very few people that loved not only the casting of Jared Leto as Joker, but the look of Joker. And I understood everything David Ayer said about why he looked like that. It made sense. These kids today look like this. They would have the purple Lamborghinis.
Sadly,
he was like 40.
No. But I'm saying the idea.
A lot of times he's still 40 years old. Let's be real.
Right, the idea of a Joker in today, obviously, yes, he would be younger, but the Joker of today, that's exactly what all these kids look like. So I'm like, that would kind of be what like a mob boss or whatever would like. But anyway, it was bad execution. I will say David Ayer had some very beautiful visuals. The shot of Deadshot raining the bullets, holding the gun.
All the introductions were cool.
Harley and Joker,
yeah,
in their classic suits. Those moments, I wish were strong enough to make me like this movie more. But the execution was just. If they thought the final battle of BVS was horrible, I don't know what you'd rank this. I don't know what that person would rank this. And to me, it's just, you can't have an evil sorceress and then most of your team's weapons are guns and bats. It's just like, at some point, it's like you either have to find something that kind of puts you in the middle ground.
That's usually what a Suicide Squad does, right? So,
there's some kind of balance. Like, there's some kind of balance.
Well, they assembled.
That we're about to get. Look at all the tech that they have. It's not just
they're assembling this team to fight off a Superman. They're not taking out Superman.
That's what I'm saying. It was the weirdest thing. And here's the crazier part, right? Superman died, right?
Did you see what they have to do in that game?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Taking out Superman.
No, but I'm saying, Javon, they have tech.
For consistency's sake, I just want to point out we said that was dumb too, by the way.
Well, that's a lot of people's reasons.
Putting them against the Justice League, is weird, but at least in that they have tech to go up against the Justice League.
It's not literally just throwing out there with what their skills are.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're going out there naked fighting a sorceress, and it's like, well, okay, I guess you had the one dude that turned into like the fire monster. All right,
they got one guy.
I mean, to the credit of the movie, wasn't Enchantress supposed to be on the Suicide Squad?
Yes,
but
right.
Her and Diablo,
I think.
Yeah,
just her. I think she would have been fine.
Lost control of her.
Yeah, she was too powerful to control.
Wow, Leo.
Damn, Leo, man, hot.
Well.
Unnecessary.
The team should have started off a lot smaller in terms of who they were fighting. So I agree with you all on that, especially since they said like by this point Superman is dead, right?
Right. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah.
It's
this came out months after Batman vs Superman.
Yeah. So like, who exactly were they going to go up against? Like,
it was a justice case type of thing. It was like if something else like that comes about, we have something in place. To fight
hold on. The other thing that pissed me off the most, that made this movie rank so low for me, the interaction between Amanda Waller and Bruce Wayne at the end credit scene made no sense to me. She gave him the file on the Justice League, and his response was, "You better shut it down, or we're coming for you." We who? Who do you know besides Wonder Woman? You don't know anybody else. You didn't meet anyone else. Who's the we?
Isn't that enough? That's not enough.
And she just helps him. He's like, "No, shut it down."
Wonder Woman isn't we? Isn't that enough?
No, because in that respect, you could just use Wonder Woman. It wouldn't be we. It would just be her. Keep it up. I'll send her.
It's the ultimate.
It's the weirdest interaction. It's just like, we. You don't know anyone yet besides Wonder Woman. Who's the we? Clark's dead.
Wonder Woman.
Weird. Hated it.
It's weird. It's like the third movie in this franchise that plays around with we're kind of already existing in this world where these beings already exist.
Right.
And it doesn't necessarily work well. It's very strange. I think Suicide Squad is the biggest example of that.
It was definitely the biggest miss in terms of trying to connect that universe because it tries, but
which is wild.
It's not well thought out.
Justice
That's
League
the
not Justice League. BVS already having their symbols was also
that was fucking weird. They don't even exist yet technically, and they have
their own logos and everything. It's just like, all right, guys. Okay.
And not even that, they have the initials on the bottom, so you know their initials and everything for characters.
Okay.
So
where
are we ranking this?
I said Granny's Peach Tea. Javon, you said Fantabulous?
Yep.
Jamie?
I'm voting Kyle. No.
Did you say Kyle?
No.
I'm going Kyle no as well. I like that Kyle no.
Poor Kyle. Did where were you put in this?
I lowered mine. It's Kyle no.
Joel.
Oh, damn, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it lower.
No, it's cool.
No.
You made me realize how much how much the action was the only thing going for it, in my opinion.
I mean, the first half hour was really cool. That movie is really.
But that's what I'm saying. The action was riding a lot. Was riding a lot for that movie. And then when you guys reminded me of all of the other shortcomings, the action couldn't no longer.
I don't even blame the director for all those shortcomings, but I mean, it's not completely his fault, but still,
There's a lot more Joker in there than we saw.
Probably
Allegedly.
More connection, apparently.
Wonder Woman. Patty Jenkins, 2017.
Man.
I agree. This is a great movie.
I agree.
You said, what did you say?
My man.
Wahoo, my man.
Let's go. I also agree.
This is one of the best movies that the DCEU had to offer.
I still think the best one.
It's the best, in my opinion.
Even with the shaky end battle, I still
right.
My man. Okay. It's great. It's a great origin. I think Gal Gadot's chemistry with Chris Pine really works. I think I wish this is the core we had. Zack Snyder, Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns. The three of them together, I think, created the perfect DCEU movie. Like, that's the vibe, tone, and feel that I wish the rest of these movies had. So if that trio stayed together, I think this could have been really special. But unfortunately, things blew up. It happens. Yeah. But yeah, to me, this is peak DC. It's fantastic. Ares was studio interference, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yikes. That makes sense. It feels like Venom.
That
was the weakest part. Well, at least the end version of it. But I loved it. Wahoo!
Studio interference has plagued this franchise.
That's tragic.
It's awful.
Juwan, where are you ranking it? You're the only one I haven't heard agree.
Fantabulous. I can't go any higher than that.
Okay.
Why?
You know what we have in this roster.
So much. I can't go any higher than Fantabulous. I think that's extremely high, though.
All right.
So
I was going to say Hierarchy of Power, but it's not. Y'all already got it. I think Fantabulous in my man.
No,
I do not like Ares.
They went my man. Yeah, I was about to say I went Fantabulous. I couldn't do that.
Ares is such a waste in this movie for me.
100%. And it's that ending battle. Again, I couldn't see anything. It felt so dark. And it's just like, even the lassos felt like it got darker in that battle. It's just, it was.
I give it, she floated for 2 seconds. I give it Shazam. That's what I give it.
Oh my goodness.
Shazam.
Yeah, at least floated for 2 seconds.
Hierarchy of Power, Fantabulous. And how many voted my man?
Just go ahead and put it up there.
4 of us.
Yeah, it was 4 of us.
So where does that? Okay, does that put us in Fantabulous?
Probably. You got 2 Fantabulous, 4 Wahoos, and 1 Shazam.
Nothing will ever get in my man.
And 1 Hierarchy.
It's over.
Cliff had a hierarchy. Damn.
So then, yeah, Fantabulous.
It's over.
I've
Nothing's
hated that
getting that
movie.
other tier.
No.
It is over. Y'all messed up. Y'all messed up.
You might as well scroll down
Oh.
and that tier off.
No, my man, it's at least 3 movies up there for my man.
3?
For
Ooh,
you,
that is-
sure.
Yeah.
Will the panel agree?
Yes.
Definitely not.
Probably not.
Ooh.
Chat. My man, or not, you have to save this movie. Y'all
Leo-
chat, no,
Leo-
they have votes. They have votes in this.
Leo said we are unfair.
Who's we?
Shaking results.
He's throwing so hard right now, but you know what? It's fine. We'll make do.
All right.
Wonder Woman goes in the Fantabulous tier. All right. Justice League, the theatrical cut, Justice League, if you want to
Granny's Peach
coy
Tea.
about it.
Oh, the Justice League.
You said Justice League? Oh yeah, Green's Peach
Granny's
Tea.
Peach Tea.
Yeah,
Granny's
peach tea.
Make
Yeah,
one lower.
Peaches,
since you're
peaches,
getting rid of my man.
peaches.
Is there a garbage level?
I definitely have something to say about that. It's not my least favorite movie. Obviously, I just said Suicide Squad was. But because I don't even think it should exist, I have it at the bottom. That's why. That's the only reason I'm not going to argue with it, because I'm like, it shouldn't exist. Why is it a thing? But I honestly, when it comes to actually enjoying it, I didn't actually hate that movie like others.
There we go. It's got its own tier.
Yes, 100%.
That's fair.
Nothing
That's
else.
perfect.
It'll be
That works for me.
I think it might be one that goes with it, but
Justice something goes under with Justice League. He wasn't even part of that movie, and he gets another one.
it's on the same level as Justice League.
We'll see.
Pain.
All right.
Aquaman 1.
Oh yes,
Fantabulous.
Fantabulous.
Fantabulous. And it's only Fantabulous because technically my man shouldn't exist anymore.
Shazam.
Looking at my list, I'm gonna say
I would have gave it Fantabulous, but y'all messed up and gave Wonder Woman Fantabulous and didn't keep that my man. So that got it. It's not on the same. It's not on the same tier. It's not on the same tier as Wonder Woman.
I agree with that.
You see, y'all screwed it up.
It's definitely on the same tier. No, Black Manta is such a great villain. Black Manta is amazing.
I enjoyed
Yes.
I enjoyed
Great.
Aquaman.
He
I
is
enjoyed
great.
it. I enjoyed it a lot. But Wonder Woman was clearly better.
It was, but like they already listen. Just because they messed up the tier, don't mean we gotta mess up the
No,
tier.
I can't put it on the same
I'm
level.
gonna be completely honest. This was always gonna be hierarchy of power at best.
What?
Oh, no.
Aquaman.
I got it at Shazam. I got it at Shazam.
That
That's what I'm
suit
saying.
alone
Shazam.
is freaking.
I had it at Fantabulous, but I don't have it on the same level as Wonder Woman. So.
Thank you. Me and Joelle are on the same
It's
page right
behind it.
now.
It's one
It
step
is not.
behind.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is
sorry.
not.
That
It is
ending
not.
alone, that final battle alone, is better than one.
Literally in the ocean. On that
Aquaman
ship.
is
Beautiful.
Game of Thrones.
I mean,
great
to
movie.
me, it works the same way. Like the ending.
Your
Aquaman is
boos
great.
mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
To
I
me,
mean,
it's
we
the
just gotta
first
give
one.
it Fantabulous simply for the costume designing. Like Aquaman and Black
Agreed.
Manta is arguably the most
Aquaman is
accurate.
Like
amazing.
Black Mantis,
designs
but
ever.
everybody else
Yeah.
looks beautiful.
I
Even
disagree.
though I don't,
It's a
I don't
beautiful
think it's
movie.
better than
It
Wonder
is.
Woman. I think I had
can't-
more fun watching Aquaman than I did Wonder Woman.
So that's how I gauge. That's how I gauge things. About fun I had. So
I
Fantabulous.
want Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman,
This is
I do
not
not
tough for me.
revisit.
Let's
It's
just
okay.
move Wonder Woman up, okay? Let's just fix it now.
No.
I'd
Okay.
be fine with
Absolutely
that.
not.
Here we go. Chat. Where does Wonder Woman go? You have a chance to save it.
Move it lower.
If they move it lower, I'm in the stream. I can't.
The way it's lower.
Leo, do us a favor.
There we
Drop
go,
low.
Leo. All right, there we go, Leo.
That's not enough.
Yeah,
How
because
much do
Arcwinder
we
already
need?
said Fantabulous earlier, so they negate each other. It's even. Anyway, Wonder Woman's stuck. Aquaman, Jason Momoa is cool. You know, like it's again another style over substance type of deal. I don't care about Orm, Black Manta. I don't think I have enough time for me to be invested in his storyline either. And there's explosions every 5 seconds, to the point where they even reference that in the sequel of like every time somebody is trying to have a conversation, an explosion happens. And it legitimately takes me out of it.
That's two.
That's both him.
Man went on an alt account.
I wasn't paying attention. Damn it.
You know what? I respect him playing the game.
Leo. We gotta remember, Leo loves Gal Gadot. Okay, this is one of his celeb crushes. This is why it's so high.
That's also fair. Yeah,
bias.
Love Jason Momoa. So there you go. Let's battle. Let's move him up. Okay. So
all right. Okay. Final call. Aquaman. Where's it going?
Fantabulous.
Oh, yeah. I'll do Shazam because I got other movies coming.
This is ridiculous.
Fantabulous.
I vote Fantabulous.
I voted Hierarchy of Power. Joel, what did you vote again?
Shazam.
Does that put in Shazam or does it stay in Fantabulous?
It stays in Shazam.
I think it's Shazam.
I think it's.
I heard more Fantabulouses, but okay,
I did too, but okay.
It was.
This is already messed
Mike
up.
Mike gave it one lower than Shazam.
That's his problem. I don't know what's going on.
But we also had votes for Shazam, so that moves it down.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, we're having fun, right?
No. I am.
So much fun. I love this so much.
I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm not.
I'm having a great time.
This is not our personal rankings, obviously.
I just feel like I'm over here on the island. I don't know.
Literally, you like the last two.
You're like Aquaman.
I had it in.
He is beside Man of Steel.
How does Cliff
Absolutely
feel?
not.
Cliff had that fucking hierarchy of power.
I'm
Trayvon. That's how I would have felt if y'all put it next to Wonder Woman.
For me.
Thank you.
That's
Cliff feels worse. Look, Cliff was rating them worse.
I'm keeping it at Shazam tier because there's other movies that I think is even better. But like, I do love Aquaman.
I do.
Like, it's just a fun time for me.
It's a great movie.
I'm with you, Cliff.
It like James Wan did he did the same thing with Malignant. Like, it's just a wild movie that like I just entertained with watching. I had so much fun watching this movie.
And
it's Aquaman.
I give Juan a lot of credit because this is not the kind of movie I thought he could make. He could make as good as it was. I thought this was something that maybe he would try too hard to make it horror filled and whatnot. And he had a great recipe.
Where does Shazam the movie go?
Hierarchy of Power.
Hierarchy.
Hell no.
Hierarchy of Power.
Shazam is Shazam.
Shazam is Shazam. 100%.
Shazam is Shazam.
100%.
I agree, but did somebody really just say hell no?
Not against
Aquaman.
That is ridiculous.
I'm damn close.
That was me. I watched both Shazam 1 and 2 2 days ago.
And the first one was that bad? Wow.
I
guess you said the second one, but
Cliff doesn't like comedy.
One down.
No, I love comedy. I just don't like Zachary Levi as the character. It just didn't work for me.
Well, I mean, it's worse.
Did not sell me as Shazam.
You know what, Cliff? I won't leave you out there by yourself. I didn't like it either. I just thought everything else was really good about that movie. I enjoyed Billy Batson way more than I enjoyed Shazam.
That's fair.
All together, it's a really good movie.
Yeah, exactly. It hurt that movie.
That one shot of Billy jumping off the roof and turning into
that moment's dope.
That was so awesome. Like so much of the emotion, the characters, I love.
Oh, that whole scene with his mom, that hit the heart.
Yes, that was heartbreaking. I didn't see that coming. I'm like, yikes. Yeah, I'm going to
it.
It was a very well balanced movie, in my opinion.
But
to be fair, I am also petty because I'm from Philly, so every time I watch the movie, I'm like, where is any of this? Y'all made all of this up. So like, I'm just very petty.
It should be Foster City, but because they used Johns' version of it, where he's in Philly, here we are.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I went hierarchy.
And I just wish they did more with Dr. Savannah.
Yeah.
So
this is scuffed.
Because like I'm just a big villain fan. Like if the villain doesn't work, it ruins the whole movie for me.
I think
No. I have to knock it down to Hierarchy of Power. I'm sorry. I completely forgot one very important scene. I forgot the scene where they all touched the staff and yelled Shazam and all got.
That was enough to move it down, though.
100%. I still to this day hate it.
You know Juwan Petty?
Stupidest thing. It's all they all have his power with him still being there. I don't understand that. I don't understand why you're needed if you each have one piece of him. It's just him. I just need him. I don't know why I need all of
multiple targets.
Ridiculous. No, that
There
was
are a lot of things to fight.
Now we can jump people.
It's not that many targets in Philadelphia. I promise you. It's
not.
Now
you
we
need
can
the whole
jump
family.
people.
That to me was just. I forgot. I thought that was in the second movie. And I'm like, no, I'm not remembering these movies right. It's in the first. I hated that.
But that was the end of that movie.
Yeah. Again, bad. Yeah, that was enough to knock it. Just one. I didn't knock it down like 3. Just one. Hierarchy of power.
Sorry, I enjoyed the actors that they turned into. I was like, this is cool.
I was about to say, to piggyback off of Trayvon, the real reason why I give this a Kyle no is because the Shazam family, I think, is far more interesting than Billy and like what he was going through. Like, I'd rather just see them and their stories. Like, I'd rather see what Darla's going through, what Mary's going through, what Javi and Pedro and Freddie. You know, I just wanted to see that family more instead of just specifically Billy. You know, and because like I think Darla's one of the best characters in this movie. Like she's so good when I just want to see her progression as a character and whatnot. I think just something they could have explored a little better. I think.
All right.
Sounds like it's going in hierarchy of power. That's what it sounds like it's going. But
well, we can take a vote. I vote Shazam. I don't think it's any worse or better than Man of Steel and Aquaman for me personally.
Same.
So it's 2 for Shazam. Trayvon, where are you putting it again?
hierarchy of power.
Okay. Jamie?
Hierarchy.
Didge?
Hierarchy.
Jawan, you said hierarchy, right? You moved it down?
Good.
Cliff?
Hierarchy.
Oh, wow. We improved from the Kal-El no. I appreciate that.
Progression.
If Black Adam doesn't end up in that tier, that'll be hilarious. Not gonna lie. Next up, we have Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Fantabulous.
I
agree.
Fantabulous. It's a great movie.
Second best movie in the entire franchise.
I don't know about that.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I would agree. Fantabulous.
Huntress alone is hilarious to watch. So entertaining.
Like
nowhere near the character, but I just get so much fun watching that character every time she's on screen.
It's a great time. Is it the most accurate, like lore accurate DC movie in this franchise? No.
Yeah.
But the action's great. I think the story we tell with Harley is great. I wish we did more with the Birds of Prey, but what they gave us, I thought it was okay. It was fine. It's really Margot Robbie's movie, and she cements herself as like the perfect Harley Quinn.
That's not debatable, that part.
I also was a fan of Dinah Lance in this,
Yeah, I liked all 3 of them, but I still have it at hierarchy. That's where I got it.
That's fair.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I like all 3. I like all 3 actresses. I like the villain. I did not like how inaccurate a lot of this lore in terms of comic accuracy, how far apart it was on so many different things, and I really didn't like their costume department. Yeah, their costume department was bad. It was bad. I was not a fan of any of the decisions made in that movie. So yeah, I mean, I have it right. Yeah, hierarchy is probably the best. I don't think it's bad, but I don't think it's great by any standard.
Kathy Yan's direction, I think, is one of the, outside of Zack Snyder's, probably the most unique in this franchise, in my opinion.
For sure.
James Wan did great with Aquaman and how he built that world of Atlantis. So that's not a slight against him, by the way. But I think her taking like street level characters and putting her unique spin on, I thought was very fascinating and made it pop a little bit more in comparison to some of the other stuff we've gotten. Sure. Jawan, give us your thoughts, because you are literally grimacing right now.
Granny's peach tea. Easily Granny's peach tea. Easily Granny's
well,
peach tea.
It will not be hitting Fantabulous off of that average.
It's nonsensical. You wanted to make a Harley Quinn movie, but you didn't want to go all the way in on making a Harley Quinn movie, only for you to make a Harley Quinn movie. It was the stupidest concept ever. You did not need to call. You did not need to even hint around that Birds of Prey were even in it. I mean, you could have taken them out of it. It would have been the same thing. It was a waste of what's the great fighter, the female fighter, her daughter.
Cassandra Cain.
No, Cassandra Cain. Thank you.
Oh, you're talking about the Shiva, who they never introduced.
Her purpose to hide the diamond in her butt. Was that like her character's purpose? What the fuck was that character's purpose in that entire movie?
Cassie Cain. That was
like if you removed her from that movie, what if that entire script changes? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It was just a waste of everybody's time.
Could have been anybody.
And to end the movie with never giving Dinah the jacket, but you give the jacket to Renee Montoya. It was just. I'm sorry, Mike. Granny speech tape. I'm in the league.
You're good. To be fair, Montoya does become the question in the comics. So maybe that's what they were leading to.
She didn't become the question in this, Mike.
A trench coat, not the leather jacket that the character standing right next to her sports.
I get it, but I'm just saying that could have been.
I don't appreciate how much they decided to go against the grain on their costume choices, and I like the costume department in most of these movies. I don't think they were successful in this movie.
What we're learning today is that costumes carry a lot of weight with y'all.
With me, yes.
I mean, for me,
like when we were praising movies, you're like, costumes great. Now we're bagging on a movie, and it's like, well, the costumes were terrible.
Costumes
like,
bad.
I didn't care either way this entire time. So that's just really interesting.
You know what it is, Mike? It's not just that it's bad. It's your decision to make it. Like you put so much thought into making it bad. And I know you guys are gonna say no one looks to make anything bad. But you damn sure didn't look to make anything good. I didn't know what you were basing anyone's outfits off of. I have not the slightest. Not one person's outfit.
Did you see what Harley looked like in her previous appearance to this movie?
Yeah, but to be fair with Harley Quinn, as long as she has the hair and the face, you can really just put her in whatever you want. I mean, look at what she looks like.
Gold overalls is a choice, though.
I mean, it very much is a choice. It very much is a choice. But when Dinah's thing is just a jacket and you won't even put the jacket on, it's a decision. And that to me is a forced decision.
She had her powers, though. That's all I'm saying.
I'm glad they gave it all. She used it at least once, right?
I was very happy
about that.
That was very nerve-wracking. But I did like the choice that they went with, that her mom was the why am I forgetting her name?
Donna Drake.
Yes. No, her mom was it was a superhero also.
Yeah, before her.
That was
she was a legacy character, basically.
Right. I was like, oh, that's an interesting swerve.
Which I also appreciated that. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. But no, sorry, Granny speech team. Everything else about that movie was just.
I'm gonna be real. That bacon, egg, and cheese is my man alone. I'm just saying.
That's a great scene.
I will tell you, I did feel her pain of it being ruined.
Oh yeah.
But that was not strong enough. I'm not.
It's the most honest moment in this entire franchise. It's something we all relate to. One thing we all relate to.
For sure.
Jamie, what are you feeling with Bop?
Oh God.
I would put it. What? No. Why? I didn't say it. Yeah. I would put it in Shazam. I've only ever seen this movie once. I remember enjoying it, but also remember having a lot of questions and kind of being like, there were some odd decisions made. But I enjoyed it and I had fun, so I would put it in Shazam.
Okay. All right, we got to go around one more time. Trayvon.
You know what? My man.
You know what? Ugh. I'm gonna stay with Fantabulous. I don't know if I put it over Wonder Woman. Okay.
Stop dragging it over Wonder Woman.
Ditch, where did you have this again?
I had it at Fantabulous.
Okay. Jawad really screwed up the average by going pretty much to the bottom. So does that put us at Shazam?
It sounds like it's. I'm not mad at being Shazam. I'm gonna be honest.
I can live with that.
I'll be fine with Wonder Woman if she flew in it. Where she at? She didn't fly. She floated for 2 seconds. And then went back to the ground.
Can I ask just a quick question, Mike? It'll take 2 seconds, I promise. Just 2 quick seconds.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So Wonder Woman would be higher if she flew.
For me.
Birds of Prey is high, and Birds of Prey was almost a non-factor in it.
I had so much fun.
Cool, no problem. All right, go ahead, Mike.
For me, Wonder Woman was supposed to fly. I didn't expect any of these characters in Birds of Prey to fly. So
No. That wasn't my point of the question. The point of the question is it's called Birds of Prey, and you barely get them. But
listen, man,
the deterring factor was that Wonder Woman didn't fly more.
She's in Fantabulous. Y'all got her there.
No problem. Go, you good, man.
They're happy for y'all.
We got corrected in the comments. Apparently, that average will put it actually at hierarchy.
I hate all of you.
It's kind of where I had it.
Dang it, Joel.
There's a little better than that.
Hey man, you fucked me before.
Because it's a big departure from the movie, and like I don't like that Cassandra Cain part of that movie because
I don't like it either.
Favorite background, like we should have never used her.
I need consistency. Why do you guys excuse Cassandra Cain but not Lex Luthor?
I don't like Lex Luthor either.
No. To me, when you say that, like you're making a different Lex Luthor, right? We just never got to see that character grow into whatever his final vision of that character was. Cassandra Cain apparently was only meant for that movie and that movie only. We have no reason to believe her mother was an accurate character or that she was ever going to. Hell, Mike, we saw Harley and she never spoke about the kid. We saw Harley again. The movie ends with Harley with the kid. Then the next time we see Harley, there's no kid. She's back in prison. We heard not a peep about what happened with her and that kid.
DCEU movie.
And I'm gonna piggyback off of Joanne for a second because the reason why like Lex Luthor, we never got to see that interpretation fully developed and see that journey and whatnot. But I think for a lot of us, when it comes to Cassandra Cain, we're talking about a character who has such a deep, interesting backstory and lore and history. We're talking about someone who comes from an abusive, both parents are abusive, was trained to be an assassin, was mute, and then eventually evolves to learn how to speak and, now to like the current Birds of Prey run, it's just like she's arguably one of the best Batgirls to ever exist.
Right.
And
I thought this was their backdoor to Batgirl because they didn't use Batgirl in the Birds of Prey, who's an original member of the Birds of Prey, and they didn't even touch on any of that, and that's fine.
My question to you, Cliff, is why couldn't they just make this movie a turf war, right? Like everyone kind of felt like Joker was maybe losing it because of him spiraling by losing Harley, so everyone felt as though the throne was now for the taking. Right, so you have Cassandra Cain's mother coming into town. You got Black Mass wanting to take over the city for himself. Then you get sprinkles of Joker. Why they were so afraid to use Joker again? But
they didn't want to show his face.
Very confusing in the world of DC. But just make it a turf war. Movie would have been so much better. Make it a turf war. That's all I'm saying.
I can agree with that.
It is what it is.
I will say this movie has the best action sequences. Like they feel like they were inspired by John Wick. The way they have Harley using the bat in the hand-to-hand combat. Like
Juwan's face vehemently.
I know how much he hates this movie. But
I like John Wick.
Huh?
I think that's giving it too much credit because I'm with you, Mike. It's fun. I enjoyed that amusement model.
I said inspired. As good as John Wick. I want to make that distinction very clear.
Something inspired by something doesn't necessarily mean that it's as good. Yeah, right, that's fair.
Similar. You see elements of it in
right.
The choreography. I get it.
Wonder Woman, 1984. This is a movie. Dang, I don't know if it was that bad, but yeah, it's bad.
So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I haven't watched this movie since it came out on Christmas Day, 2021. So
same here.
It looks beautiful. I like the color palette and the cinematography for it. I'll give it that. But
I like that one.
I can't remember what the story was.
I'll give her. I'm about to say Laura. I'm about to say the wrong word. Kal-El no.
Jamie already said Kyle.
I'm gonna give Kal-El no.
I'm gonna probably say the same thing. Kal-El no.
I'll go Granny's peach
Kal-El,
tea.
no.
She almost got peach tea. I'm thinking about it.
Look, if majority of y'all would have said peach tea,
I'm thinking about the floating air.
I would have been fine. I
liked a lot of those moments of her flying.
Oh,
and
that is
the way she does the invisible jet. I like the her golden eagle armor, even though how and what and where was very weird.
Oh my god, I just thought about it. No, peach tea. Sorry, I just thought about it.
I think because also there was Cheetah.
I like Cheetah, but like I didn't. Yeah, it was very.
Go ahead, Jamie. Wait, Jamie was about to say something.
Jamie, why peach tea?
Oh my god. Why go any higher? I like to ask. This movie was a mess.
I was literally giving it to you, but
it was all over the place. I will say that I think Wonder Woman had, or I should say, Gal Gadot had like a lot, much better acting, I guess, or like her acting. You can see it developed in this movie.
I agree with that.
But there are so many weird things that happened that I don't feel like they needed to happen. Then I'm just like, what is this movie? And then the very end of it, you could not see anything. That whole fight, what could you see?
But that's a recurring theme in DCEU.
Yeah, that's happened in every project thus far.
Which is weird because most of this movie was bright until that moment.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
They were really trying to hide Cheetah, and they did it well because I didn't see anything. This movie was awful. I'm not afraid to say this.
Y'all remember that chase scene?
Awful.
Yeah, when she's running like this.
It looks so bad. Oh my god.
There's good moments, but it does not.
I forget his bird about
the we dogging this movie so bad.
Oh god, I just saw another picture of Max Lord, peach tea. I forgot how bad that was. Peach tea.
Life is good, but it can be better, you know?
I forgot how bad that was.
This is before Pedro had his glow up. Terrible hair.
That was what did it. Like,
he looked fine before this movie. Got into this movie, looked bad, and then left fine. I don't know why they did that.
And then the realization that everybody had that basically, mess with somebody else's body. After that, I was like,
yeah,
this is really bad. I was like, this is really bad.
It's problematic.
Yes,
it's very
peach tea for sure.
You know what? Yeah, we're just going.
Is this the first time we've all just agreed unanimously on one movie?
I said Kal-El.
No, I had it lower.
You had it in Justice League? You know what? Making Wonder Woman kind of rapey. I agree.
That's fair.
Oh my god.
Very fair.
Oh god.
Overruled. Everybody just goes straight to Justice League. I have no questions.
All right.
This is about to be fun.
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
My fucking
Wahoo, my man.
Yeah, my fucking man. That's right.
4 hours of insanity.
Hell
it's
yes.
greatness.
I gotta put it as fantabulous. You made me sit through 4 hours of that.
You can pause it. You were home.
It wasn't. Trayvon was right. It wasn't released in theaters. You just pause and come back.
Yeah,
7 chapters. You can come back every day, make it a daily thing.
Way too much.
He figured it out for you. There you go.
Way too much.
Make it a daily thing. Well, all week, Monday and it's Sunday. Fuck it.
This for me is Zack Snyder's best movie. Like, it's his magnum opus. Yeah, I Joanne, you can go right after me. I have to get this point out. We saw Justice League, right? 6 years earlier. It's not good. It's not coherent. It's a mess. This one, still a little bit of a mess, but at least I know what he's going for. And honestly, it's crazy to me how much the Whedon version changed things. They changed full-on plot points, not just cut things. They changed full-on plot points. And the theatrical cut, the plan is we have to resurrect Superman. Otherwise, we can't beat Steppenwolf. That still happens, but that's kind of just a byproduct of what they're already doing. They're still planning on saving the day themselves. Batman's entire plan doesn't hinge on resurrecting the dead.
Right.
Because that's ridiculous that Batman's plan is, I need to become Jesus and raise the dead. That's our only hope. The character introductions are way better. Ray Fisher as Cyborg is fantastic in this movie. I love the arc that they give that character.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit different than what I would expect from Cyborg, but I think they handled it really well. And the action is great. Like that final fight is amazing.
Yeah. They even teased the Atom in this, even though they don't call him that. But Ryan Choi, I was like, that's cool. That was cool. I still have it at Shazam, but yeah.
That's way higher than the other cut of this movie. So.
Yeah, that's for sure. It was a good movie. I was very happy with it. But yeah, I think I have it at Shazam.
Did he go to throw up?
I don't know.
Oh,
Homie's not coming back. I chased him off. Didge, how do you feel about Justice League? Because I know you had some thoughts.
Hierarchy of power, and that's me being generous. You were right. It was much better than the theatrical cut.
Some of those visuals alone.
It was, but the fact that it needed to be 4 hours for it to work kind of worked against it for me because
I forgot you Mr. Runtime.
Justice League.
Oh, that's true.
No, I'm not even talking about because of the runtime.
They lost the point for being 4 hours.
Honestly, it didn't just on purely of the length. That wasn't why. It felt like stuff. Honestly, yes, it felt like stuff dragged on too much for me. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the most things that dragged on was the girl singing after Aquaman swam away for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was like they could have cut, but I understood it.
Yeah, that was one of
the There was stuff that I felt like could have cut. It was a much better movie. Like I said, again, it was much better than obviously the theatrical cut, but it was coming at such a deficit that it just got to like, all right, this is cool. Yeah. I've watched it multiple times. But it was never on like this is because this is just amazing. It's like, all right, I need something in the background. This is great background because I know I don't have to change the movie for a long ass time. So,
man said half the work days committed to Zack Snyder's Justice.
This is gonna be on all night.
No, yeah, I think it was very much. And now that there are 7 and hierarchy of power is very much middle of the road, that is a perfect spot for it.
Dang.
Damn.
Oh, look, he's back.
I agree. I would also put it in hierarchy of power. I contemplated putting it in Shazam, but there's no. I don't enjoy that movie more than Aquaman. So hierarchy of power.
What I do.
That's also that. There are those 3 movies. I don't. Those 3 movies that are above it, I don't think are worse than it. So there's no way it can also be higher than that.
Fair.
Joanne, thoughts?
Hierarchy of power. There were fundamental issues I had with that. Cyborg and Batman essentially being written as the same character was a big issue for me. If you had one, you didn't really need the other. I've never been a fan of Cyborg being part of the Justice League.
Yeah, but at what point do you not hold that against the movie? Because that's what the comic book Justice League was at that point.
My bigger issue was once you got to end of the movie, it was kind of just like, think about the end of that movie, everybody. Mm-hmm. What purpose did Batman serve at all?
What possibly could he serve with no abilities?
So my point is, to me, why not do something since you're going way off the rails? Why not do something dope like, create the Hellbat suit, not like the comics, but in a version to where he could actually do something? That was my issue. He was using a gun. He was using one of the aliens' guns.
He got him in there.
What am I looking at right now?
He got him in there. That was enough.
I mean,
I'm sorry. Cyborg couldn't have gotten them in there.
Boom too.
I mean, Hawkeye and Black Widow don't do anything. Half of these Avengers movies.
You said who?
I'm saying Black Widow slander here.
Hawkeye and Black Widow
they're
don't
arguably
contribute
not as
anything.
popular as Batman either.
I was about to say Black Eye. This movie's a Black Eye. No, Black Widow and Hawkeye didn't assemble the Avengers. Batman brought the Justice League together.
That's what he did. That was his entire point.
That was his entire point? Okay, no problem. I have nothing else to say. I give it hierarchy of power. That's all I can give that movie.
You just mad about Batman.
I mean, I don't like that either, but
you literally judge Wonder Woman because she didn't fly. Okay.
Fair. That's fair.
I didn't say I hated the movie though. I didn't put it all. Whatever.
I mean,
he didn't love
fair,
it.
he didn't say he hated it either.
Yeah.
But
look at me.
Hierarchy is right in the middle.
Didn't you have Wonder Woman at hierarchy?
I don't know where I had it at, to be honest.
He did.
Who cares at this point?
Yeah, everything's relevant. Cliff, what are your thoughts on ZSJL?
I can't believe what I'm about to say. But I was gonna put this in Fantabulous, but I'm going Shazam.
Damn.
Simply because best. I really dig Steppenwolf later on. Like I've watched this movie multiple times, and I kind of dig what they're going with Steppenwolf, and especially in like comparison to like Superman's arc a little bit. In this, best Amazon fight scenes.
Hell yeah, those are dope.
Yeah.
So much. And I think it's Zack Snyder's best movie. It's overly too long, like way too long.
Absolutely.
But I had fun with it. I like what they do with Steppenwolf. I like what they do with really Steppenwolf was the biggest thing for me. Don't really like Flash in this movie much because I still feel like he's Wally West in this and not necessarily Barry Allen and whatnot. But yeah, I'd go Shazam. And I think a fair compromise, because I'm about to be super petty, let's drop BVS to Kal-El No, because they killed off Dick Grayson, and we can put Zack Snyder's Justice League right in Hierarchy of Power.
To be fair, that wait.
No. They killed Dick Grayson. I
forgot. No.
They did.
Back up there.
That cannot.
In my head while we were talking about it. I was
hold on. Before you do that, they did. But do you see that? The movie
That's
itself.
even worse.
No. Again, it's not said in the movie. It's not even shown in the movie. It's not even mentioned. It's just a show of Robin costume. You don't really know. Now he has said it was that Grayson. He did. Now, and there's actually a picture of the Grayson headstone, but it's not in the movie.
That's
what
not
I
in
mean.
the movie.
You can't hold the movie.
He had the gall to say that to me.
I'm gonna trust the director and what he said.
All of this.
Zack Snyder also wanted to kill off Batman. I'm not gonna hold that against them for the movie.
Sounds like.
Well, no, that's different, Joel, because we didn't get a movie where the idea of Batman being dead existed. We got a Robin dead that we later got a name to which Robin.
Yeah, but we never actually got it in the actual movie.
Still, you killing a Robin well before we could even see any Robin.
That's fine. If it was Jason, I was fine with it. Problem is, he kind of crumbled all that. But I don't want to hold the movie.
I hold it against it. Clip, I'm with you. I hold it against it.
Yeah, you can't do that to the movie.
Do we drop
it's not in the movie.
No.
I vote yes.
For a Batman thing? No. Look at that.
Not for that, but like to make
that's
this
what it's about.
Sense.
Like, move Wonder Woman down there.
I also just think his Justice League is a lot better than BVS. I think it's a little more cohesive, and I think it's a better villain as well than Lex Luthor.
I would agree also, because I do think that this movie is better than BVS.
It is better.
So
it is.
Do we just put it in Shazam? Like, do we have to move BVS?
No, because I don't think it's on the same level as Man of Steel and Aquaman. I also do think it's worse than those. I mean, that's just my personal vote. That's my personal vote.
But I think it's just as good as Superman.
Because nothing is gonna be perfect. So you gotta find the middle ground. And right now,
are we capping each year to 2 movies each? Because if so, Batman vs Superman would be the one to move.
I agree.
Amen.
But
I didn't want it that high to begin with.
I don't think.
Just for what it's
I think based on that merit, I don't think it's a good enough reason. Is what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying, if that's what we're doing, then it's moving. So we gotta decide now. I'm cool either way.
Justice League need to go in Fantabulous, and there it is. Boom.
I'm also fine with
the middle ground. Put it at Shazam. No one's arguing with it. It's not the best. Not the worst.
Here,
not bad.
Here, nothing else moves. We're gonna take a vote. Trayvon, where do you want to put it?
My man.
Jamie, where's Justice League going?
He's trying to skew that score so bad.
Okay.
I said my man at the beginning of this. So.
He did.
He did say that. He did.
I got it, Shazam.
Didge.
Hierarchy.
Juwan.
Hierarchy.
Cliff.
Shazam.
I think that puts us at Shazam anyway. We'll just live with it.
Makes sense.
It's not gonna be. It's not perfect, but you know,
you're never gonna get per look.
Wonder Woman.
We're always going to argue.
That's our Justice League. Wow.
That tracks.
We tried.
No, it does not.
We tried.
No.
Do you really want to taste it? Let's go. We got Peacemaker, the only non-movie on this list, because it's the only non-movie DCU project, so we might as well include it.
Hierarchy of Power.
Wow. My man.
My man.
Interesting. See that?
Wait, did we skip the Suicide Squad?
Interesting.
Yeah, we did.
We did skip the Suicide
Because
Squad.
that should be my man.
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
they do look kind of.
Yeah, they're right next to. Okay, we can go to Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad first.
Right,
That's still my man.
That's my man right there.
My man.
My baby daddy right there. Suicide Squad.
Hierarchy.
Hello, no.
Cliff, that's not a category, bro.
Trayvon, I have to ask.
Let that man.
Are you just trying to skew the?
Yes, I am.
You
Yes, I
really
absolutely
want
am.
to put it
Yes.
at Kelly.
Yep.
I told y'all somebody was going to sabotage.
That's why I put it. Yep.
I mean, one of them got screwed, so I'm fine with
Depending on
that.
how much more y'all say.
I have many reasons why I think the Suicide Squad is the best movie in this franchise.
Huh.
I have it up there with Wonder Woman, so I'm not arguing with that. So, it's Fantabulous for me.
I moved on to Peach Tea.
Hierarchy of power.
Wow, dude, just a hater. Kidding.
I was going back and forth in my mind between that and Shazam. But I think the three movies that are in Shazam are better than it. And I don't think they're on the same tier.
I think it's better than them, yeah.
I don't know. I think Suicide Squad just has the best cast in this franchise. Arguably the best character interactions. Like, he took characters that none of us arguably cared about and made it extremely entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know Ratcatcher was a thing until this movie came out.
And he
I
gave
didn't
us
know Polka
two
Dot
of
Man
them,
was a
man.
thing.
Two Ratcatchers.
He gave us Starro, which sounds ridiculous against the Suicide Squad, and made it good.
And it works.
And it worked. You're like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
And he arguably gave us like the weirdest Avengers like Captain America moment in the first movie. Like at the end where Bloodsport is just giving out signals to everybody. I'm like, I'm so entertained by this. This is so great. This is a fun time.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Costuming, brutality, everything.
This movie works, and it's weird because it does a lot of the same things that the first movie did. Because again, they're fighting Starro, which makes no sense.
Right.
And we can argue the Suicide Squad shouldn't be fighting Starro, but for some reason,
it worked.
The movie made it work.
Yeah.
And that to me shows when you have the right writer and the right director on the project, they can take these crazy ideas and string together something that actually is coherent.
Right. But
actually, I would like to amend my vote. I want to put it at the front of hierarchy.
Cool.
That does not help, Jamie. Thank you.
Explain.
It's still hierarchy.
Explain that, Jamie.
It should go to the front because
everything is
made
mid.
a good point that this movie, it seemed like maybe it shouldn't have worked, but it did, and I had fun. Not more fun than some of the ones above, but I still think I enjoyed it more than the rest of the movies that are in hierarchy. So that's why I say it should go in the front.
Noted.
I have another good reason. My man. Y'all remember earlier when I mentioned the first Suicide Squad movie, how I wish that like Boomerang and Deadshot had like some kind of like shooting, aiming competition. He gave us that with Bloodsport and Peacemaker. Like the entire scene where they're just taking out, the refugee soldiers. Contest.
Yeah.
Yes,
fun.
it's such an amazing time.
The kill off in the jungle.
The kill off. Yeah,
that was funny.
I also like how we built the relationship between Rick Flag and Harley. Not a ton, but just a little bit. Where it's like we kept some continuity. That movie happened. They did work together.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the movie with the scene where Rick Flag like gets on top of the Peacemaker? Never mind. Let's move it up. Hierarchy of power. Hierarchy of power. Hierarchy of power.
Kill him, but okay, yeah.
He was literally sabotaging this one. So
that scene.
I ain't even gonna fight him. Sure.
I remember that now.
Peacemaker. What a joke.
And he was in his tiny whiteies.
I remember that now.
We got
there was something else in there too. Hold on.
We've got
three
hierarchy of powers for this one.
Yeah, Juwan, he never said his.
Oh, Juwan, what's yours?
Hierarchy of power.
Wow.
For hierarchies.
Oh,
to my man.
Shazam. I moved it up. Shazam now. I moved it up. I forgot about the other scene. There's another scene with Peacemaker in the woods. Yeah, it's Shazam.
So you also agree it should go to the front?
Sure.
See, that's two votes in the front of hierarchy.
Well, I mean, he said Shazam. Don't get it twisted.
Shazam's at the front right now.
No, the tier.
No, the
And
tier.
I moved up to
Oh,
Shazam.
oh.
The
I
scenes
see.
are moving
You
it
see, in
up.
hindsight, should we have changed the name of that tier? Maybe, but it's funny, so I left it. I think that puts it. That probably puts that Shazam, because we had 2 votes for the top spot. Works for me. What about Peacemaker?
My man.
Fantabulous.
Hmm.
Fantabulous.
How many times do we see? Let's see.
We saw this man dance in his underwear a lot, by the way. If that.
All right, yeah.
Wait,
that ain't do nothing.
Shazam.
That
Give
man
him a
was half
Shazam
naked
too.
a lot.
Shazam
There
too.
was a scene with him and this guy in bed together, and a
Them
woman.
tidy whities ain't do nothing. I'm sorry.
He admitted to liking men, Trayvon.
He sure did. Now, see,
also,
next
his
season-
dad was a Nazi, and
next
then we
season
killed
need
him.
to act
so-
on that.
That's right. They killed a Nazi in this movie, this show. It's a great show, by the way.
Then he'll be in my man. Yep. Let's do that. Yeah, that's good. I'm good. Shazam again for me.
That's higher than where it was. So I'm happy.
Yep.
I respect it. It's a great show.
It is.
It is. I'd give it Shazam.
So we gonna sit here and say Wonder Woman is the best movie so far.
I don't say that.
Yes.
but,
That's
you
I'm
right.
gonna be honest.
That's what
when
y'all
I
said.
gave it my ranking, I said I think it's the best movie of the entire DCEU.
Absolutely not.
So
I had it up.
This
there
is
with
fascinating.
The Suicide
is.
Squad. In my
No.
opinion.
This is why the tier lists are fun, man. You never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen.
I'm speechless.
I mean,
Juwan, where are you putting Peacemaker?
that down there.
Shazam.
We'll say
I
that's
think
where it's going.
Why is
Everybody
Sam
gave
currently
up.
depressed now?
Everybody just gave up. Everybody's so devastated.
Man.
Because I don't know. Because I'm just thinking, like, if it wasn't for Suicide Squad, this Peacemaker thing wouldn't exist. If he wasn't good,
I
in
agree,
that,
but it has to hold up in his own merit. Even though, yes, it wouldn't make sense without it, honestly. But it stood by itself, though. It did well.
It
You
did.
didn't need to see the Suicide Squad to enjoy Peacemaker, and I think that's the best part.
yeah, that is true.
Though it's a nice compliment.
'Cause it was out. Was it out before?
because like I think Peacemaker is a nice like complimentary thing to Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Like, oh, if you want to see a little bit more, watch Peacemaker. But
Yeah,
I
I don't know
will
if it's
tell you that
necessarily better.
I watched Suicide Squad and I hated the character of Peacemaker. Like, I thought he was the worst character on that team. Then the show happened and now I love him. So like I think that's just a testament to how good the writing of that show is and like that character arc they gave Peacemaker. So I think that would put it in Fantabulous for me personally, but I also wanted the Suicide Squad to go to the top tier. So there's that.
yeah, same.
You know,
Black
I'll
Adam.
give that to y'all. Vigilante is also great. In that
Oh, he was great. Yeah,
Vigilante's great. I can't wait for season 2. I'm glad that show's continuing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Black Adam The
Black
Rock
Adam.
took like 15 years to work on this movie.
My man for me. I'm sorry.
So-
I loved it.
Granny's peach tea or lower.
Oh my lord! No,
Huh.
no.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
This is one of my biggest disappointments of this
I
franchise.
enjoy Black
I
Adam.
like a
Hierarchy of
rock
Power.
hater.
Hello, no.
Hierarchy of power.
Hierarchy of
Granny's
Power.
peach tea for me.
Wow, really? Why?
Ooh, so that's 2 Granny Peach Tea. Jamie, you were also hierarchy of power, right?
That
Or
was
you count?
Cal.
Okay, Joel, that was you then.
I
You
was
were
higher. Yeah, I was
So-
hierarchy. Yeah.
There's 2 for each of those, and then Trayvon's up at the top. I don't know what that averages out to.
Sound like hierarchy of power to me.
Probably.
Probably.
That's way too high.
No, it's not. It's fine where it's at.
That's fine.
Actually, obviously the whole thing's skewed. So right now it's fine. We're it's,
I don't disagree with Cliff.
Because Sabak alone is terrible and drops it down by 2 notches.
Who cares about Sabak? Did you see
Well,
The
let's
Rock?
see.
That's my point. That's my exact
Did you
point.
see The Rock? In that
That's
suit?
my, I saw him. He
Using
was terrible.
their powers?
I saw him. I was middle seat in that theater. I was there.
I got it.
I loved it.
Hierarchy's where I
Like,
have
I'll
it.
give you Aldous Hodges
He didn't
Hawkman.
give a
I'll give you
damn.
that.
Oh, wait, Joel, is this where we went to the red carpet?
The black carpet. Yes.
Wow, hierarchy of power. Yeah,
Yeah.
hierarchy of power. Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to not get us back there ever again. That's what he's trying to do.
No. We saw RDC World there. Yeah.
So I will say, if we're putting a numerical, and I just tried to average it out, it does average out to Kal-El. No.
That's what I thought. That's why I didn't put it in hierarchy because I'm like, I think that's Kal-El now, but we gotta.
But it was Kal-El. Yes, he was there. But whatever.
Because
it was yes, Trayvon.
He was there.
Yeah, that's the
because it also plays around again. Yeah, because it's another movie. It was like
you got 3 grannies, peach teas,
haven't seen on screen.
2 hierarchy powers.
It depends if Jawan. If Jawan changes his truly to hierarchy of power. No, that still won't be enough. It still won't be enough.
Yeah, it was because Trayvon's was Wahoo.
Yes, it is.
Because how did Amanda?
I'm not accepting
Jawan's
change because he did it because he got invited to his screening. That doesn't count.
We technically won it.
To be honest.
I'll give you Aldous Hodge. It's fun.
I want to say that, and speaking for Jawan, he did it out of spite, but I'm pretty sure it's because of other rankings prior that made him lower his score.
100%.
See, so you can't hold that against him if he changes his mind after clearly thinking it through.
Oh boy,
spite picks are not fun.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I do not care because I don't know what's happening here anymore.
No, that's about where I thought everything would go. I thought.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Honestly, there's only 2 movies out of this entire list that I just don't remember much of. It's Black Adam and Shazam 2.
Well, luckily, that's the next one. Let's get out the way. I tried to watch this movie. I got 5 minutes in and turned it off. So
5 minutes?
That was part. It was the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna vote in this one because I didn't really watch it.
Kal-El, no.
Granny's peach tea. I
It's not that bad.
I fell asleep 3 separate times trying to watch this movie.
No. We said Shazam 2, right?
Yeah. Shazam 2.
100% Justice League. 100%.
Wow.
Granny's peach tea or lower for me.
Wow.
Lower is even fine. I fell asleep 3 times.
I don't know how you can say it's the same as Black Adam. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I wanted it in my man.
I put it lower.
So
I put it much lower. I agree with you, Joel.
Right.
Agreement. We put it lower.
I don't know.
Hold up. Rachel Zegler's in this movie.
Is that enough? You didn't even get past. You didn't even get to her.
Hold up, Mike. Mary Marvel
Adam. We need to move Black Adam.
Mary Marvel was great in this movie, by the way. So is Megan Good. A lot more of her than in the first one.
Megan Good is in 2 of these movies.
Yeah. Again, more of her in this movie.
Oh, hold on. Are we now grading based off of attractiveness of the cast?
If Trayvon could, Peacemaker, Black Adam,
I'm out.
and Superman.
No, none of my stuff worked though. So it doesn't matter.
Trayvon has done.
Anything I picked,
we can't do that because then everything would have been man on it. Would have Wahoo.
Right.
By that point, Birds of Prey is number 1 because it's very smart.
I feel like just talking. This is peach tea, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to go lower. I'll settle for that.
I mean, there is lowers.
There's nothing.
I'm saying I personally voted it lower, but if it ends up in Granny's,
I don't think it's that. I don't think
the family fighting together.
It's 100%.
Yeah, I don't think it was that bad. I actually enjoyed a lot of it, but
I watched this last night and
doesn't it rank lower than Justice if you couldn't get?
You know what?
See,
you know what?
But
I fell asleep 3 times. I wouldn't have been mad if it went to Justice because I didn't finish the movie. I fell asleep each time I tried to watch it.
So we voting Justice League? I'm voting yes. Justice League. Yes. 100%.
No.
100%.
But that's what I'm saying. The averages are going to take it out of it because enough of you guys aren't voting it that low. So
no.
Jamie, you're over there shrugging. What you saying? What you thinking?
Oh, yeah. Well, Joanne was saying are we putting it in Justice League? I'm like, we could. I don't care.
Amen.
No.
Only
thing that belongs in Justice League is Justice League.
Yeah. Wow.
No.
No. My opinion. I don't. Again, I'm always gonna skew higher, but again, I've liked more of these movies than not.
All right.
I told Trayvon that from the beginning. I like more of these movies than he did. Who's on the island now, Trayvon? Who's on the island now?
I mean, your movies are getting up there. I don't know. I mean, mine are
they're
always
just
getting
higher
pushed down.
than you like.
All my movies are getting pushed down. I don't know.
All my movies got pushed down.
I don't know.
As soon as Wonder Woman fell, all my shit fell. Like,
Wonder Woman is above Zack Snyder Justice League. I don't get
well,
it.
that's again
that tracks for me,
That's
but
a problem.
That's what's gonna happen though. Everything's gonna fall then.
Mm-mm.
That's what happens.
Can we agree
on
on the
that.
Flash? That's my question.
No,
It depends on what it is.
we will not.
Wonder Woman lifted from the ground and flew. Absolutely fantabulous. Shazam area for me.
Oh, damn.
Sorry.
Because she flew.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest.
No.
That helped me a lot.
I mean, I like the movie, but
It gave me something I wanted. Okay, I was very happy to see that.
I got a hierarchy. That's what.
Come at me. I don't give a damn. I enjoy the hell out of seeing that. I don't care.
I like Flash.
I want everybody to realize that was 20 seconds max of the movie.
I listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Listen. You understand how excited I got when I saw that shit? I said, "Oh my god!" She just looked on the ground.
I feel like
finally.
I feel like it's because you were denying that she could fly the whole time. We kept
I
telling you
wanted
that
her
she could
to.
fly, and then you just like, no, she can't.
She never
you finally
did
saw
it
it.
until that moment. She didn't do it.
But we always said she could because
she
of that
didn't
moment.
do it.
That was her
until that
first
moment.
time actually flying. Was in her last.
You know how bad she annoyed me when she said she didn't fight for a long time. That's how she forgot. That was like so she forgot.
Well, again, that's
fuck
just
that shit.
Different.
You don't forget how to fly.
Not
Figure that shit
managing
out.
your scripts right.
Justice League for this for me. You had two shots. I absolutely hated your lead in two different instances. I can't give you in your movie's not good if I hated your lead in two different instances. Not dislike.
Everybody hated the lead.
I said for me. I did. I said for me.
Oh, okay.
For me,
Nope,
I can't give a movie any semblance of decent if I hated your lead twice.
I think that's why I failed, because no one could get past the lead.
I got past it.
I did too, but I'm saying,
sorry.
I mean, I think overall,
This is the granny speech to you for me.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm going Kyle. No, the emotion, beautiful. Michael Keaton back as Batman, beautiful. But that final battle was very bad. Just the worst. I grade it low purely off of you giving us that cameo porn of Superman for a Flash movie. That will forever be the stupidest thing you could have ever done. All those Supermen for a Flash movie, no Grant Gustin, no John Wesley Shipp, none of the Flashes in a Flash movie, but you give a Superman? Ridiculous.
CGI resurrected
CGI
from the
was
dead. Superman
that is
was
my
also
biggest-
very
That
weird.
to do Nicolas Cage,
my complaint.
a Flash movie.
That wasn't even my problem. My problem was more the CGI was almost purposely bad throughout that movie. Like, why was it always looking so choppy? The whole movie. Like, you can't tell me that was on purpose. I'm like, that was very weird. You can't tell me that movie was done.
Also, you doing Flashpoint, I thought it was, and I get that you didn't want to put a whole bunch of people in it, but I thought it was really weird that you're telling me in this alternate, like, universe that the Flash is in, the only heroes are Batman and Supergirl. Why couldn't they all be there, but maybe like Arthur isn't Atlantean, maybe something else? Like, to me, I thought you had a really cool chance to kind of play around with all these characters and do like a crazy what if, and you decided to just go, no, we'll use Diana for like 4 seconds.
I think it's what you said earlier when you called it cameo porn. That's exactly what I felt like this movie was.
So we don't get the current heroes outside of Aquaman in the last 15 seconds of the movie, Wonder Woman in the first 20 minutes of the movie, and that's it. But you couldn't put them anywhere else.
To be fair, apparently there was like a different ending to this movie, but there was
they shot
several different endings.
so.
They shot
But they had a
multiple
lot
endings
more
based on
superheroes
which
at the end.
universe. Yeah,
Yeah.
To me, I just thought you could have went more Flashpoint. I don't know why you strayed.
I mean, from the beginning they could have, but I'm not holding. Again, it's what we gave us, not what they could have gave us. What they gave us, and it wasn't great. It was barely good. I enjoyed it, but obviously that's why I have it at hierarchy. But I understand everyone that has their issues. Have your issues. I thought Ezra Miller was really good in his role. I was the complete opposite of Diz. I thought he was fantastic.
I thought he was terrible in both instances.
I love the emotion of him and his mother. I thought that was great.
I liked his interaction between himself.
I love how the
really
entire ending of the movie just negates what happened prior.
I did not like that. That was stupid.
It's like, hey, the lesson is don't mess with the timeline. Let me just put the can somewhere else.
Sounds like the same thing happened with Loki, but okay, whatever. I love that though.
I think all of us collectively were like, huh?
It wiped away the whole season, didn't it? Like you could have cut the whole second season of Loki. Same thing.
You can't
get the whole thing. Yes,
no, that's
for me. I can.
Like, you'll never get an argument out of
the
me.
emotions and everything, like the journey that he went through to get to that point, you can't undo.
That was the whole point. Yeah, it's being the journey again.
No, the difference with Loki is that he still learned a lesson there, whereas in the Flash, Barry's lesson was don't mess with time, and he ends the movie messing with time.
Even if it was slightly, it was enough.
Right, and that's the thing where it's like that's kind of weird.
Yeah,
I also think that's really the script blew that way out of proportion. I'm sorry, you saving your mom, I get. You making sure your dad doesn't go to prison should not have swung the pendulum.
Right.
Wide. No. That was crazy.
But he saved his mom. Yes, I understood.
But ain't that the butterfly effect? That isn't essentially the butterfly effect?
I'm saying I don't think the butterfly effect would affect it that much.
Well, sorry, I was just going to add, why can't Barry just save his dad through science and breaking the case instead of...
Yeah, he kept... They won't let him.
That's the thing. It's like Flash has a way to get his dad out of prison that didn't result in negating the whole time travel.
But how would you do that? It was so long ago.
But
how
he tried.
To do it with?
Well, he kept trying. Even at the end, that was the whole point.
He used science.
I mean, going back in time to the crime scene probably could help break a case.
You could have written it so that it did instead of doing what they did.
But wait, hold on. I think the deeper issue is, and I might be forgetting this, so please remind me. I still feel as though I don't know who actually killed his mom.
They don't tell you.
No, they don't tell you.
My issue is that I don't think you could have gone the route of, well, science would have helped because we don't know how she really died. I mean, they said it was, a stab wound or whatever. Yeah. But for me, he expressed at the beginning of the movie, I've been at this for years. I even used Bruce's money. Bruce told me, hey, there's nothing we could do, bro. We can only enhance.
You never got to that point. You're never going to get it. So.
Right. It's just the idea of, I think he tried and science wasn't the option. I just think
that's a bad script.
That's exactly what I mean. It was the way it's written.
Right.
Because if you wrote it right, he probably could have found something, but they decided to fuck him over, and so he still kind of went there and fucked himself over again.
Like the comment says, he becomes a scientist to get his dad out of prison.
Right.
And it didn't work.
Right. But eventually the lesson of the movie is messing with time bad, right? Ending of movie is mess with time, save dad. Mess with time, save dad. Good. What's the difference?
I think
that's my issue.
I think he thought altering
life or death.
Right, life or death is what you can't mess.
Because that's like a fixed point.
He thought the fixed point is your mom always has to die. Right. I think we've learned in the history of the Flash through comics, television, and movies, the fixed point is not his dad always has to go to jail or has to stay in jail rather. But I think that's where the script was bad. Right, that's what I'm saying. I agreed with you. The script was bad, but I don't argue the fact that I thought that was always a wild swing of the pendulum. Yeah. The lesson is you can't mess with life or death. But then it's like the same consequences if you mess with someone going to prison.
That's butterfly effect.
That is the butterfly effect.
They're just saying. But in the way they explain it in the movie, like the one thing is not direct. It's not linear, so it could be like the spaghetti in the fucking movie, which I thought was a very interesting way of explaining the multiverse and how anything can happen because of that one thing. That's why that is shit the way it is. And we got George Clooney. Be happy.
I think I could have accepted that ending a lot more. Again, with a lot of my issues with the DCEU, had I known what was actually coming next, right? Like if George Clooney was supposed to be the Batman going forward, it was going to be Supergirl, then I could have wrapped my head around that. But if you were saying that it wasn't going to be Keaton, it wasn't going to be Clooney, it was going to be Keaton again, it just was weird. It was weird for me.
That's why, like I said, I think that's why when you said it was cameo porn, that's probably one of the most apt descriptions of this movie ever. It does feel like at some point they were just like, you know what? Let's throw this person at you. Let's throw that person at you. Let's throw them at you because we're going to have people excited to see them and they're not going to care about the narrative failures of this movie. and that's where it went wrong.
Yeah, God bless him for that.
Trevon, where you putting the Flash?
Hierarchy of power.
I'm going Granny Speech T. I honestly can go Justice League if you're being completely honest. Jamie, what about
That's
you?
ridiculous.
Kal-El, no.
I'm with Jamie. Kal-El, no.
Justice
Joel?
League.
Hierarchy.
Cliff.
I haven't seen this movie and I don't plan to, so
Upstate. Got it.
it.
Oof. I think that puts that Kal-El now.
It was.
I will accept
Guess
that.
so.
Yeah, probably.
Supergirl was the best part of the Flash movies. It's
She was
crazy.
great.
It's terrible.
It was great.
She was great. She was amazing.
It was great, yeah.
But it wasn't called Supergirl.
Was it?
Also true.
We're in the end game, folks. This movie is a DCEU movie. It's also a DCU movie. I don't know. It's Blue Beetle.
Wait, is it though? I thought it was. Oh no. He just said the characters
The
coming.
characters coming back.
The movie still is.
He
is
lying.
within
But
the
sure,
confines.
he said it.
He said the character, and I
Yeah.
spoke to Jolo, and Jolo said that him and the
Yeah.
family. So
He wishes.
the rest of the cast is probably a thing. I don't know. We'll see.
I hope so.
Probably.
Even if they're not, as long as he's back, it still works.
We'll see him in 5 years. Yeah,
Let's hear. It's a roundabout number.
I don't know why it'd be 5 years, but okay.
that's how long it takes.
That's
I
his
mean,
roundabout.
we
That's his
haven't we
nu- that's his
haven't
number.
seen Shang-Chi, so
I know. There's another problem. So many issues with these universes.
I say Blue Beetle is looking at the tier list. I'd probably put it in hierarchy of power.
Oh God, no!
Wow, that's low.
If we're going off of everyone saying how much fun they had with these movies, I probably had the most fun with this movie out of all these movies. So I'm going super high. I'm going Fantabulous.
So,
I agree.
Fantabulous.
Fantabulous.
This movie was.
I can't
not
say it's
the fun.
better than everything in the Shazam tier. That's my thing. Is like
That's
Yeah, I
yeah.
definitely-
I,
Yeah, I 100% could.
It's just
I
as
could
good
say
as
it's
Wonder
on par.
Woman.
I could say it's on par with the Shazam tier, but
I was
liked
gonna put it Shazam tier, and I think it's low Shazam tier.
I think it has
Fantabulous.
the least amount of flaws out of all those movies.
Yeah, I think
Actually,
I-
you know what? My man. Make sure I get it Fantabulous. So my man.
Yeah. I like that. My man. Yeah, I'm with you. My man.
y'all are something else. Next time, y'all gonna have to just write a ballot in and not know what everybody else is thinking.
I could do that.
It's all right. I'll rank everything high.
Yeah.
Gotta be smart about it. These people are haters. Hold on one second. Go high. Go
This is
high.
gonna make us think about that. Yeah, we're gonna make everything
Yeah.
high.
Yeah, Trayvon's got everything's gonna be fucking my man.
You're right.
Blue Beetle was refreshing. It
was.
It was
pretty good.
It was.
It felt the
It's a
least
good net.
like everything else, and that for me was good.
It does a lot of the things I think Shazam did. Honestly, that's my thing. Where it's like,
Maybe better, but yeah.
But far better.
How about we compare it to Wonder Woman since it's up there?
oh yeah, it's nowhere near Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Woo!
the other thing.
Hold on. Wait a
Thank you, Cliff.
second.
Go ahead, Cliff. Preach it, Cliff. Go ahead, Cliff.
Wait a second. Now, I don't agree with that third act, but that first hour and some odd minutes, some of the best DC work we've seen in recent years. We cannot deny that Sholo is a superb Jaime Reyes.
He's
We
great.
cannot deny
Yeah,
that costume is great.
Not at
Visuals,
all. I
great.
will never argue that.
Weapons, great.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Dialogue, hilarious.
Fantabulous. So you agree?
Yeah, I'm Fantabulous. If Suicide Squad is not my man, then Blue Beetle, I put Fantabulous.
There you go.
All right.
It's also one of the best, teenage comic book movies we've gotten in recent years,
For sure.
and we don't get many.
If we're voting to skew the results, I'm voting Justice League.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we're skewing results, I'm gonna drop it. Then.
Really?
Like,
That's why I have it. That's actually why I
You
have it.
can't say really, Trayvon.
yeah,
No, because y'all don't hate this movie, so that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, well,
but okay.
I mean, you put it at the top, so
I
at
did.
best
That's
we're
what
probably
I'm
gonna drop it right
It is
where
really great. Like,
I'll give you another great reason. I think some of the best horror work we've seen in this entire franchise, like that scene where he first gets the Beetle scarab on him.
yeah.
Oh, the
I
body
was
horror.
genuinely
Yeah,
terrified
Yeah,
for
that
Jaime.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh,
they're
no,
basing this. And if we're basing this off of attractiveness, who's his co-star?
Woo! Yeah!
Put her up.
What's above my man? What's above my man?
Relax.
Wait,
Scott.
Oh, now you got Mike.
my baby, ready? My baby.
Heaven.
I'm going my baby.
Heaven.
Right above it. Right above it.
Jawan, I see you. We here.
Right,
We
right
here.
here. Right
Hey,
here.
Mom,
Right
we
here.
here.
Yeah, put that up there. Put that up there.
Shout out to Bruna. Shout out to her.
Man. You stunt doubles kiss? I'd at least kiss her. Stunt double. Put that high. Put that up there. Put that up there. Yeah, let's get that up there.
This fell off.
Sound like it's averaging to Fantabulous, so let's put it up there.
And to think Joanne was asking, do we judge movies based on attractiveness?
I mean, to be fair, I started by judging it off its merits. Then I thought about it when Cliff said that. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, no.
She was problematic though. Like, we gotta say that's a flaw in the movie. Like she just gave homie, hey, here, take this burger box and
Mike,
wrecked his life.
we would have all done the same thing. We would have all done the same thing.
At the end of the day, was the kiss. All right, you almost died, but you got a kiss out of it?
Yeah.
Those numbers is adding up. Yeah, I like that, man.
That's wild.
That's not wild.
I almost
You
died,
don't know
but
what's
I
in
got
there.
a kiss, so everything was
Jamie, it's in the vows.
That's some
it's in the vow.
Bro, you got powers too on top of it. That's dumb.
Yeah, you got superpowers. Come on, bro.
See, but that's not the thing Joanne valued. It was the kiss. It was the kiss.
That was second. That was the second team.
100%, for sure. She got the powers.
Powers.
You take the
My life was third. I still ended up living.
Lived and got the kiss.
Listen, no.
His dad didn't need to die. That's the funny thing. His dad didn't need to die.
Bro, first of all,
terrible third act.
Let's take the kiss out of it. What great superhero story doesn't require you to lose a parent? It's a requirement nowadays, all right?
Sure, but she was directly responsible for that happen. Like, it's not a random spider bit him. It's not somebody got shot in an alley.
Indirectly.
You must not have heard the deleted scene of the dad going, yo, I peeped her, dog. I peeped her. I see you, dog. I peeped it. His dad was like, yo, I'm with you. Sacrifices, man. Sacrifices. I worked hard for you to get superpowers. And you know.
Speed run. Trayvon, where you putting this movie?
My man.
Amen.
Jamie.
Fantabulous.
Joel.
Fantabulous.
That's right.
Midge.
Hierarchy of power.
Hater.
Yeah, he went lower. He went lower just to
Cliff, which tier you putting this one in?
Baby mama. We up there. We in there.
We up there. We in. Yep. Up there, in there, all that. Yep. Yep.
Boom.
No, that's not where the numbers put it. That's not where the numbers
That's exactly where the numbers
that's where the average is.
Hold on.
Are you using the attractive calculator?
What is Joanne and Cliff? Which one are you picking? My man?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my man. Can I pull it? My man. Yeah, my man. I'm with you, my man.
It don't average because in order to get that, it's gonna be lower than the higher because one, I'm lower.
So can I pull a Jamie?
Lower than it.
Huh?
And then Mike's
Can I pull a Jamie real quick? Can we put it to the front then?
Yeah. Put it to the front. Put it to the front.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Okay. Another great reason. The villain, most racist white one we've ever seen.
Right. Exactly.
Like so entertaining.
Oh,
100%.
True.
And wasn't that Susan Sarandon?
Yeah. She was a Karen. She was a Karen. Yeah. Come on now.
Should definitely
cast the baddies.
Jesus.
Susan Sarandon did it for him, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Next.
I mean,
guys,
Aquaman.
We've reached
my
the
man
end.
too.
Yep.
My man Redux. Two Aqua, two man. That's pretty much what this movie is. It's just more. It's just more Aquaman.
More
I think
Aquaman.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I don't care.
This sequel.
Hierarchy.
My man,
I got a hierarchy.
sure.
Hierarchy.
Kal-El.
My man.
Granny's peach tea.
Granny's peach tea.
Wow, this
watch
is a
it.
spectrum. This is a spectrum.
Did y'all see him?
You said who didn't
Oh
see
no,
the
don't get me wrong.
You.
Jason Moore, beautiful in this movie. That suit, wonderful.
You went to see it?
Like,
Yeah.
really, but
When?
I went to go see it with my dad after you hyped it.
I didn't hype it. I said it was good.
Yeah, that's
Everybody is saying it's the best movie ever.
Everybody else said it was bad. You hyped it. said it was good.
I said it was good.
It was good.
Yeah, that's hyping it. So I had to go see if it lived up to it.
I'm gonna be completely honest, y'all. This movie's no worse than the first one.
I disagree.
Oh,
I
what?
disagree.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
It's-
Completely disagree.
It's just more. It's more of him. I don't get
It
it.
is. It's more of the same.
Like, I
No,
don't
it's
know. Like,
not. No,
it's
it's
still
not.
beautiful, still fun. I don't know what y'all
I
talking about.
like
Like,
it. I got the
Terrible
sequel
villain.
and
I still
story.
This-
enjoyed it, but I think
terrible
Aquaman
villain.
won.
No,
I
y'all
want to make
Black
it clear
Manta.
that my argument is to move
I'm talking about
Aquaman
Trident.
lower.
Yeah, you know,
not to move this movie
I
higher.
like Black Manta in it. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
I
There's a
mean-
lot
Y'all
of
forgetting the most important part. Aquaman 1. Nicole
Mhm.
Kidman did not start that before the movie thing. It happened after that first Aquaman. She's been hated ever since. That gets knocked down.
What you talking about? I
Oh,
love that. What you
stop
talking
it.
about? I
Somehow.
recited
That is
what I
not a
heard.
good enough reason to be hating.
That is a perfect enough reason.
No, it's not.
No, she's
Make
not
the
is
movie
that much.
Hours longer. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely
It's a fun movie.
It is.
Does not deserve to be no Granny's Peach Tea.
Yeah. You're right. Justice League. Mike,
I agree with
you
that.
on that?
Now, see, now Mike, he's just hating at this point. He's not actually. He doesn't really care that. It's,
Kal-El, no.
I mean, Mike said
Again.
Granny's Speech Tea. So
I'm just. But I'm saying.
I
he
mean, if we put it
understands
in
that.
Granny's Peach Tea, that also means I'm voting for Aquaman to go to Granny's Peach Tea because I think they're the
They pulled
same.
the Black Panther twice and it didn't work.
They pulled
They
the Black
pulled
Panther,
Black
and then
Panther's
they did an
stunt, and it
Iron
didn't work.
Man. It's weird.
It's very
What?
weird. At the end,
I get it.
because they're
Yeah.
revealing Atlantis as it's a thing to the world now, and also Aquaman's
We're
doing
gonna
that
share
ceremonial like
resources.
step. We're going, that thing.
that was funny. I am Aquaman. It's like,
No,
Who are you?
no, say it right. Say it right.
all right.
We're gonna finish this. We're gonna
I did
say
think
it.
that was funny. Like,
I
oh,
thought it was good. Like, he is that goofy. Like,
They
it
don't
makes
have
sense.
any sense of humor.
The
I will
final
give the movie-
scene in the entire universe is Orm eating a cockroach sandwich.
Yo, that was classic. That was great.
I mean, that's it.
Peak
That's
DCEU family.
I mean, that's his problem. I don't know. I mean,
Especially where he had to learn how to run. That was
Oh,
hilarious.
that-
I'll give
that
him that.
shows- that
I'll give
was
him that.
hilarious.
point.
and he
I'll
still
give him
ran
that.
better than the Flash. Dang it!
He did the Naruto run, didn't he? What was
he did.
that
He
joint?
sure
Yeah,
did.
it was.
Yeah.
His hands are all flail. I'm not used to running.
And I understood the reference when I saw it. I appreciate that from myself.
That was funny.
see, I feel like the first movie had more of those kinds of moments than the second one did, and that's why I put in higher.
Funny moments.
Yeah, kind of funny. Like
This movie was all trying to be funny.
it was a lot a lot of trying. I would agree
Oh,
with
you
that.
just-
There was a lot
it's
of
a hu-
trying.
it's a sense of humor. I get
The
it.
shade, Jamie. It was a lot of trying. It was a lot of trying.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
I thought it was
exactly
very-
how I feel about the first one. I don't get it. I'm flabbergasted that y'all somehow see a difference between these two movies.
There's a difference.
There is a
So
difference.
I don't know. I feel like you can definitely see the differences between these movies.
I agree
Like,
also. Yeah. I
Lost
feel like
Kingdom
there's-
Lost Kingdom is that one movie where you can tell so many decisions were made from beginning to end of production of this movie. I feel
It,
You can
it feels
tell.
like Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. It's like
Oh,
the same
that's
thing.
just
Hey,
Oh,
that's
what?
not- no,
But then
no,
it
no,
tosses
no.
like a little bit of like the journey to the center of the earth type of vibe with
Yeah, it definitely does.
Orm and Arthur, and I don't know, it's
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, it definitely had some. There was definitely some moments in that kind of felt like it was trying to do Star Wars underwater, which I
Mm.
kind
Yeah.
of like that. I did like that.
I did too.
I can't remember. Damn.
Expanding the world down there.
What's the guy's
did. I
name we're
liked
talking
that,
about,
yeah.
Mike, in the chat?
John Krasinski,
Shin,
No,
Dr. Shin.
the actor,
Jimmy Woo, John Krasinski.
Yeah, I get that. Reference.
Randall Park. Randall Park.
Yeah, random.
He
Would've
was
been
in the
funnier if
movie
you
a
just
lot,
left it,
and I
but,
enjoyed him. But I'm also like, why are we seeing him so much? Like, I feel like
He
he
was
was.
at the end of the first movie.
Yeah, he helped. He helped Black Man.
I
out at the
honestly
end.
didn't even remember the. a lot of-
Look, he's the Everett Ross of the Aquaman movies. It's just like, why is this dude here? Why is he so important?
That's fair.
Yeah, it
They
felt like
did.
it's just
Fair.
like
You don't
more
have any
important than they
exactly.
made him out to be. I wasn't bothered by him, but I was also like, we maybe could have given some of his time to something else. I don't know.
Like Everett Ross. Yeah.
We could have given time to a far better story.
Also, what were we doing with
What's
Mira?
wrong with
It
the
was so
story?
weird.
I thought it was funny.
I was surprised she was in the movie, honestly. Like, she was not in the trailers.
I felt like they were trying to keep her out, and then eventually she just came back out of nowhere. Okay.
He felt like a single dad from a lot of that movie, for real.
You know what's crazy? He even said he was a single dad at some point. I'm like, Mira's upstairs. What are you talking about?
He forgot.
Definitely.
How rarely she's there. He was just like, oh, yeah.
I honestly thought they were going to go with she died of childbirth or something, because I was like, what's going on?
Yeah,
one lower, Mike. One lower.
Mike, that's too lower.
Too
lower.
There you go.
There you go.
All right there.
Kal-El, no.
Kal-El, no, it's fine.
That is ridiculous.
Time out.
No.
Votes. Trayvon.
My man. I said it. My man.
Jamie.
Hierarchy.
Joel.
Hierarchy.
Didge.
Kal-El, no.
Juwan.
Hell no. I mean, Kal-El, no. Sorry.
Okay.
Cliff, where were you putting this one?
Granny's peach tea.
Sounds like Shazam to me.
It does not.
that ain't the math ain't mathing, bro. I'm sorry.
You got a my man like 2 hierarchy of power, at least hierarchy of power.
So wait,
that's
Mike,
6.
what is yours?
It could go in Granny's peach tea for all I care. Like whatever.
Did that put to that Kal-El? No.
What do I feel?
My man. Like 3 hierarchy of powers.
Looking at this
There's only
list,
2 hierarchy of powers.
I know the list is skewy. Yeah, it's a little.
If we go by how I feel, looking at this list, I like it more than Batman versus Superman. So it would have to go in hierarchy of power because I don't think it's Shazam. That's where I would place it.
Then probably Kal-El.
But also, I would think
like
this
giving it
movie
too much
would be
credit,
down
though.
here. So that's the thing. The list is skewed to the point where it's like,
well, that's what I mean. If you don't count the other movies for now, just on its own merit, where would you put it?
Yeah, then they would go in Kal-El now.
That's sad.
Sounds about right.
Better than Granny's peach tea. I don't think.
Are we recalculating, or is this it?
That's pretty much it. We've been here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's
public tier list. Y'all can fix this for yourselves if you want.
Yeah, I'm happy.
My list doesn't look like this.
My real list is on Letterboxd. Go to letterboxd.com/novice-cinephile.
I don't know how that works.
Right,
I'll probably figure that out. But
eventually, my list will go on there.
We could post my list somewhere, I guess.
Blue Beetle went where I needed it to go, so I'm good.
So, final ranking: Justice League is appropriately Justice League, and Wonder Woman 1984. Next tier is Granny's PC. That's Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. Kal-El, no, is Suicide Squad, Black Adam, The Flash, Aquaman, and The Lost Kingdom. The hierarchy of power did indeed change because we have Shazam, Birds of Prey, and the Fantabulous Emancipation of one Harley Quinn, and Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. In the Shazam tier, we have Man of Steel, Aquaman, Zack Snyder's Justice League, The Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker. And in the Fantabulous tier, we have Wonder Woman and Blue Beetle. Nothing out of all 16 projects got to the top tier because this is a democracy.
That's exactly how
we got haters in here. That's why.
I think it's very funny that Wonder Woman had the best and the worst movies in this entire ranking.
You know, Patty Jenkins got that range, bro. She's Steph Curry out here.
Right?
Yeah. And we'll never know what that third one would bring. The world will never know.
Oh gosh, we've never had this many people in here. This is a weird layout.
Ooh, it is. I feel like I'm in the Brady Bunch. I look up to the side and stuff.
Guys, that's our video. That's the end of the DC Extended Universe, which never properly got a title. That was just like Variety called it that in like an article that just stuck. Kind of sad. We don't really have DC projects next year. We've got a universe in the making with Superman Legacy starting to film in March. So that's exciting.
We have
and Peacemaker. Peacemaker,
Creature Commandos. That's coming out. We'll talk about that once that gets here, though. Yeah, the Penguin. That's cool.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
It is.
A lot of good stuff. Let's never do this for Marvel. That's double the projects.
It'd have to be multiple parts. We'll do it in phases.
I don't know if I could do Marvel. I don't want to fight too much. No.
You think I don't want to fight? Trust me, I'll be fighting too.
I might start screaming. No.
This got heated. I won't say heated, but this got contentious.
Marvel be a lot worse.
This got energetic. This was fun.
As it was always going to be.
This was a fun one. This is also the last video of 2023. We're gonna go on a brief hiatus though, but don't worry. We got our 2024 movie breakdown coming out. That's already been recorded. It goes up Monday for the new year. Till next time, guys. Keep watching movies. Happy New Year. Peace.
Happy holidays.
Peace.